Hello. My headset is falling apart. They just don't make them like they used to these days.
No, they don't.
It's like wild. It's like, I fucking ow. Fuck. That hurt. Okay. Just jammed my pinky toe into the side of the fucking desk. Okay. All right. Great way to start off the day. Okay.
Oh boy, am I in time for story time?
No, Sneaky just whacked his toe.
Oh. Don't matter how high your pain tolerance is, that's still gonna hurt.
Okay. Well, yes. Especially because I probably should really be clipping that tonight. Ouch. Okay. So what I was saying was, what was I saying? Oh, my headset's falling apart, yeah. Yeah. I remember back in the day, I used to have, like, the SteelSeries V2 headset. And it lasted me, like, 6 fucking years.
I'm sorry, I'm enraptured by this man who's made Tom and Jerry into a Naruto fight.
Yes. I saw that.
No, he's made a Naruto fight into Tom and Jerry. Get it right.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, but anyway,
Oh,
so yeah,
good. He's here for his bullying.
He's
been gone like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Shit, bail out. Pull the ejector seat.
There is no escape.
Yeah, like this headset of mine, I've only had for like a year, maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so my head is big, right? I know everyone who knows me knows that for a different reason. They would all agree with me without ever having seen me. I understand. My head is actually big. I
appreciate that you knew the joke that was coming.
I knew the joke was coming. Okay. And so it's like, but my head's not big in a way that requires the headset to elongate. So it constantly pushes on the joint, because the adjustable headset part, it constantly pushes on those joints, and they're like fucking disintegrating at this point. I mean, I'm almost tempted to just shove some super glue in there and call it a day. See how much longer that lasts me.
I would suggest probably using epoxy instead if you really want it to last.
What's the difference?
Well, epoxy's rated for like 3,000 pounds force, and super glue is rated for like maybe 35 pounds at best.
Alright, but am I going to be able to low tier inject the epoxy into the cracks? Or...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If you know what you're doing, yes.
Well, I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
Okay. It's Sneaky.
It
It's literally the question of, do you have max levels of working with small things?
Not even slightly. I have major nerve damage to both my hands.
Okay, so we're looking at a possible like gray level of, oh god, how did I get that on my leg?
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be a mess.
So without the nerve damage, you probably could. With the nerve damage and having some depth perception issues, it'll be risky for you to attempt.
Yeah.
At least with super glue, you can get it off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Could he use Q-tip applications, Max?
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I mean, like, the reason
no,
why
Q-tip application would be perfect for that, but again, the problem is Sneaky's general skill level for that.
Yeah, sure,
Well, see,
but a Q-tip application makes it a lot less.
Well, no, so like the reason why I'm even thinking about using super glue in the first place is because they come in those tiny little injector, tiny little.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no, we know
yeah. You could just get a small tube with a thin
Yeah.
tip. Yeah. There's
I
some
don't know if I
epoxy
can
that
get that
does
for
that,
con-
but
Well, but that's the other thing. Is like I
hard.
don't need a
That's
lot.
difficult to find.
That's why I was thinking about buying super glue because you could buy them in tiny little fucking containers. I don't need a lot of epoxy, and I'm never gonna use any more epoxy after this.
You say that, but
You
you'll
don't- you
find
don't know
uses
that.
for it.
You know what?
You-
That's a fair point. I might pour some epoxy into the pneumatic tube of my chair because it's starting to lose steam.
Oh, is it starting to
There you
just
go, Sneaky.
fall on its own?
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Get a
Also,
JB Weld. It's got the syringe.
also,
Oh man,
you
I
know,
love cock.
you might need it for your car down the line. You know, that bumper starts coming off.
Yes, that is
What
extremely
do you mean
handy.
starts?
You might need it right now for your car.
The front bumper. Oh my god, it was so fucking long ago. That front bumper has been on one side. The plastic rivets popped off from degradation, and they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna cost like $150 to replace those." I'm like, "Will I get penalized if I don't replace them?" Well, no, but it'll look not great. I'm like, I'm not paying $150.
JB Weld it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. JB Weld. That's
Sneaky,
fair.
you're missing the obvious solution here.
What's that?
Flex tape.
That'll make
yes,
my
flex
car look
tape.
worse. Well, admittedly, it will definitely keep the bumper on, and it will possibly blend in to the black of my car.
Well, no, you flex tape it from the inside. You got to get on the ground and reach up under it to flex tape it like that.
Bro, that's like a fucking 45-minute procedure. That's not happening.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, do you know how often I drive? Bro, I drive my car so little that I had to get the tires replaced recently because the ball bearings inside the tire rusted.
I'm sorry, the what?
So, you know, the fucking balls inside the tire that spin around the tire on the inside?
No,
Okay, well, there is.
no, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Only if you put the little balls inside your tire.
The wheel bearings or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wheel bearings.
Wheel bearings are a thing.
yeah.
All right. So there's the ones that go in the actual wheel part, and then there's the ones that go in the tire. So which is it?
Well, according to my mechanic, it was a tire because
The ones in the axle. Yes, thank you, Keener.
Well, either way, it's whenever I started going 50 miles an hour, it started to sound like I was a fucking jet engine because the ball was rotating so quickly because it was
That's your axle.
Okay, well, yeah, they were all rusted over.
Yeah, you need those.
Because I didn't drive the car. Like, bro, okay, I've owned this car for 11 years now. I have 30,000 miles on it.
Damn.
8,000 of those miles was when I went from Vermont to Florida to New Jersey and then out to South Dakota and then back.
Yeah,
Not
listen,
bad.
I have basically I've put almost no miles on my car. I think I've only got 30. I drive to work and home in the end. Sometimes I drive to Indiana to visit a couple of friends. It's 8 years old.
Yeah, like I just don't drive my car.
But yeah, so there's this stupid thing that truckers and some other idiots do where they'll actually open the wheels up, put a pack of fucking bearings in between the tire and the rim.
Right.
And this is supposed to even it out and keep it from having certain problems. And it doesn't work. It's bullshit. It fucks up your tires. That's what I thought you were talking about. I was like,
Oh,
wait,
no.
what?
The winner eats it if it sits. Well, I mean, I was in Vermont for a long time, so the winter definitely ate at it. But I was just don't drive the damn thing. But anyway, so story time today, though. However, because I posted a little bit of it in the Signs chat, but so I had a task today, well, yesterday, that I escalated up to the fine folks above me, right? And this was a issue that was going to take several hours to fix, at minimum. And I had already tried all the stuff that could fix it immediately. And so, following the rules, I escalated it. And then my manager today, because nobody picked it up for 3 hours straight in the escalation queue, decided to reassign it to me and said, call the support team for this software instead. And I said, you realize this will take several hours? He goes, yeah, but you have to do that as a FR. I was like, okay. And so you know what didn't happen today?
Anything else?
Exactly. And my manager is out here like, oh my god, why is there so much queue stacked up? Why is no one managing the queue? And I just respond back, I would love to do that, but I'm currently on a multi-hour emergency task that got assigned to me.
Did he shut the fuck up?
Yes.
Did he realize he fucked up?
Yes. And then I didn't even get to the second task he assigned to me, because I was too busy handling the fucking first one. Yeah, you play stupid games, you get stupid fucking prizes. It's almost like kicking a task back to me after I've done everything I possibly could do on it doesn't make it get done faster. In fact, it makes it get done slower.
Damn. Who could possibly have foreseen this?
No, I don't know. Yeah. That company is going to implode when you leave. So, funny story is actually I just did my first round of interviews today
Oh no.
to move to a managerial position.
Oh, yes, that!
That is outside the team structure.
Oh no.
So not only will I not be doing any support work, I will also not be managing any of the teams doing the support work. So
They're fucked.
They're fucked. Like, I have been doing the work of like 3 people on that team. If I don't fucking show up a single day, the phones are off the charts, the queue's not getting done, everything's on fire.
That'll just
You
be
know they're
funny,
just
though.
gonna call.
Oh, they literally can't go. If I get this job, they literally can't call me to go do it. It's the best part. I have literally prevented multiple customers from leaving the company through me alone and my service.
Then your manager will probably try to block the transfer if they look like they're gonna go for it.
Well, see, that's the thing though, is that they're my manager's boss, the people who are managing this transfer.
Oh, he's fucked.
So he's fucked. Yeah, no, that's why I said it's a diagonal move. I am sidestepping this promotion train. Oh my fucking god. Man, my team's just so fucked. We're losing another tier 2. We're losing another tier 2. We just lost one of our tier 1.5s. Which, admittedly, he never did anything, but he was occupying a slot. Another one of our tier 2s doesn't even speak English.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's super helpful.
He is so fucking useless. I think
Why is he on the team?
because he costs about a tenth a normal tier 2 costs because he's in India.
If he can't do anything,
Then
Yeah,
he's just
but
a money
think
sink.
but think of the cost savings.
Think of the money saved. They're paying him $3 less to provide an even worse experience.
Oh no, Max, they're paying him $3. They're not paying him $3 less. They're
Mm.
paying him $3.
They might be better if they just paid $0 and didn't have somebody there.
You would think so, right? But this is what happens when you let bean counters run the hiring process. But yeah, I think his presence alone has actively made my team more racist.
so he's a Dota
Or-
player.
No, him existing.
I
No.
know. I
Yeah.
know, Sneaky.
Okay. Just so no. Him existing is what's causing everyone to become more racist.
Woo.
As always occurs.
Literally as always occurs, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get into the fan fictions tonight. And we didn't get into the Ruby yesterday. We were laughing too hard at a lot of shit. But you know what else? Guess who responded?
Oh no.
That's right, he
Again?
did.
Bull.
He responded within 10 minutes, too. And he still
Oh,
didn't
really?
block me. Man. These these millennials are something else.
I'm sorry, did you just say zillennial?
Yes, it's a Zoomer that has adopted the millennial culture.
That is extremely cursed.
Exactly, it's a zillennial.
Stop saying that word. It hurts my ear.
Oh, God. So, anyway. Here we have our fine fellow who still does not know what a sentence is. He still doesn't know what a paragraph is. And he just doesn't know what a capitalization is either. It's a very impressive individual. So I responded him back then. It was the first point. I didn't say stop thinking of ideas. I said stop writing them because he apparently didn't understand me when I said stop writing them the first time. I then said, I don't care what other authors do concerning you. We are talking about you. Because he tried to pull in other authors as like an excuse as to why he was bad or why he was doing bad or he's not as bad as other authors. I didn't care. And then he goes on to say that this other author he was just shit-talking was the one providing him with the rough drafts of the stories he's publishing, which is why his stories are so bad.
Well then congratulations, sir. You're not a bad author. You're a bad editor.
Yeah, and I'm just like, if he's so fucking bad, why are you letting him write your rough drafts?
Furthermore, why are you using them? Like, why are you soliciting rough drafts from the individual in question?
Yeah. And then
Like, why are we even pretending that it's just not his alt?
I don't even know if it is his alt or not. I don't really fucking care. Because I gotta say, so he accuses me, he challenges me that if I'm so good at writing, I can clearly go and write his dog shit ideas better than him, which I probably could. But my response is, why would I try to polish a ball of shit?
Woo!
Why would I waste time polishing a ball of shit? And then I said, finally, don't blame your absolute shit-ass grammar and inability to write a sentence on someone else's rough drafts. If you're the publisher or editor of an idea, it's on you to correctly write it. So...
You can quit trying to make me quit typing down my story ideas. Story...
So... So this dude...
So here's the problem. Part of the overlay is getting in the way of me reading it.
I know, it's great.
My story,
Within 10 minutes of us ending the stream, he responded. Well, you can quit trying to make me quit typing down story ideas as stories. Story Reader 21 has started helping my story Gardevoir Who Lived, the guy he was just shit-talking earlier. But if I ever decide to quit anything, I'll only quit bothering with updating my story on this website. I have all stories cross-posted to AO3. I bet they love you over there. You fucking little special snowflake. And lastly, if you think my way of thinking new chapters on the fly without writing them down is bad, I've read worse thought out stories than mine. Well, you don't know that those were well thought out stories. Also, kind of an oxymoron to be like, this story was well thought out, but it's worse than mine. That I didn't think about at all. It's kind of a... You know.
Other stories are worse than mine. That gives me license to be an absolute shitter and
No,
not
it doesn't.
actually improve my skills and just vomit all over the keyboard. And you can't say anything bad
well,
about
Jake is wiping his ass on the carpet. That means I'm allowed to fuck your pillows.
it. Oh, no.
I mean, yes, that is functionally the logic of this individual.
Yeah.
I love how he doesn't really address any of your points whatsoever.
Of course not, because he understands. Here's the problem. This person, this is one of the most dangerous human beings you'll ever encounter. This individual is just self-aware enough that deep in their soul, they know they're bad. They know they're bad. They know that what they've got is indefensible, so they're deflecting, they're blaming, they're a politician.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's so fucking funny.
Right? And look, here, later on there, I love it. He's blaming, he's talking about some story that's not his, that he loves.
It gets even better!
We don't care!
No, it gets even better, Atin. He's saying that my stories are better than some stories that were well thought out. For example, this story on my favorites list. He is saying he has favorited a story that is worse than his in his, air quotes, objective opinion.
Listen, again, this is all just like, listen, bro. You're admitting that there are worse ideas than out there. Congratulations. What you've said is, I'm not the biggest rind of fucking shit on this shit heap. Congratulations. You're not the king of shit mountain. You're still a fucking duke.
The story is called Perfect Shinobi. It's a Naruto Dragon Ball Z crossover. But the main problem I noticed was that the character dialogue of the chapters is comparable to Discord or Reddit chat boards. The story of the author of the story I mentioned is called Destroya 199. Try reading that story and then tell me if I should quit story creation for my ideas.
No, you should still quit. I'm sure his is worse, but you should still quit this yourself too.
Can I bait him into replying further?
Yes.
Yes.
That
I
is not,
can't
with this individual, it is
help
not hard.
but notice you didn't actually address any of my points. Just because someone else lowers the bar doesn't mean you get a pass. For not matching them. Oh god. I don't need to read others' stories. To know that yours is still shit. Just because you are the prettiest shit in the shit pile doesn't make you less of a pile of shit.
Shiniest turd on the mountain.
Polished turd, it's still a turd.
Yes.
Oh, good days, good days. All right, let's go read some Ruby. Wooby. Some Wooby.
No, wait, hang on. Shouldn't we be torturing Nose today?
Well, is Nose even here? Yeah, Nose isn't even
Shit.
here. How the fuck am I supposed to torture him?
Get him
Nose!
in here.
The power of one! The power of two! The power of many! No? No, you didn't all chant with me?
No.
No.
Oh, it's from Atin's favorite show, though.
Huh?
Star Wars The Acolyte,
Yuck.
Episode 3.
What the shit? Great, it got even
You
fucking
got 3
stupider.
episodes in.
Yeah, so basically it was a giant lesbian cult that felt that men were useless.
So it's those witches.
Yeah, it's the witches. And they got 2 women or 1 woman pregnant or someone. Someone got pregnant with twins because the lesbian cult surrounded them during an eclipse and chanted the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. We don't need men. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
I'm pretty sure that's not how reproduction works, but okay.
And then she was immaculately conceived with Force twins.
Don't you know, Sign? The Force is female.
Yeah.
Because they can do anything.
The moon fucked her.
The Force can't reproduce her.
Something.
Reproduce her. God damn it.
They can't be reproduced. When even the
Can't be
Force won't
reproduced.
fuck you.
Oof. I mean, we all know the Force is Anakin's bitch, so.
Well, not anymore, because apparently these twins are more powerful.
Excuse
Also,
you?
yeah. Also, apparently these twins, the throwing knives now have a higher kill rate in Star Wars than lightsabers do.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
Yeah. It wasn't even like a throwing knife. It was like a fucking paring knife.
So they telekinesis it.
No, they just threw it.
They just threw it and it
You
stabbed a
fucking
Jedi in the
what,
chest.
mate?
And that's more
Yeah,
people
it
that
went
have
like an inch deep
lightsabers.
into his chest, and he just died instantly.
That's not how that works.
Nah, it is now.
It does now.
Stop.
Oh yeah, the I'm Han Solo song. Actually, come on, that was actually kind of good.
Okay, hang on a minute. Yeah, the I'm Han Solo.
Kind of good, actually.
It was actually okay. Like, look, honestly, most of the songs in there weren't terrible. Like, right, again, this is the kind of thing, I really gotta caveat this, okay? It's not terrible. For what it is, I was like, wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I found a
this polished
version.
turd
Oh, no,
song.
that won't do. I have to link the version with the abominable dancing. Listen, someone on there was like, this is a clean version. I'm not here for clean. I'm here for the dog shit that is this entire ride.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my god, you gotta watch this, buddy.
No.
Prepare for surprisingly okay trash. Also, I need some Imperial dancing backup girl, preferably with a few more frames of animation, but
We need more Imperial dancing backup girls.
hey, listen. I don't know how the Emperor did it, but he managed to make the Imperial officer's uniform sexy as hell on women.
Well, yeah, the Emperor had stripper poles in every room. How do you think he did?
No, but my point is, like, it's the same. Guys and the men and the women get the same uniform. On the guys, it's like, fine. But on the women, you're like, yes, continue.
And I think that just means you're not gay.
Well, I mean, uniforms look better on women anyway. It's the cut. They cut it specifically for women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, son, you need to spend 3 minutes and 51 seconds of your life watching this.
The worst.
In fact,
I'm
just go ahead
watching
and
it
put
right
it
now,
up.
and it is
Just go ahead and
horrible.
put it up.
The best
Nope.
part.
It's horrible.
I'm not putting it up on screen, of course. No way in hell. The best
You're right,
part
Disney
is
will
the
flag
name
us.
of the moves. The name of the dance moves are the fucking best.
Oh yeah, the dance moves are also hilarious.
Notice
This is the trash
the
compactor. This is the I'm Han Solo.
The speeder.
all the text jaws your eyes right to his crotch.
Yeah, are you not drawn to the Han Solo?
Falcon in flight, baby.
Not a
No.
scratch. Solo pose. His fucking face.
Double
during this-
blaster.
By the way, the lyrics are fucking terrifying.
What is up with these fucking Imperial dancers?
Also, what is with the fucking defunct ass faces?
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's so fucking bad.
Like the complete.
Well, I mean,
like
it says connect.
the
so-
bodies. You look for a Connect game. These bodies are rigged fine, but the fucking faceless dead eyes.
The faces are something else.
Now, I do want to be
It's
clear. I'm
Mass
not
Effect
surprised that
one-level
Lando
animation.
has a bunch of fucking dancing girls. Like, listen, that fits Lando Calrissian to a T. Lando, why are we paying all of our female officers 20% extra? Because they're all wicked good backup dancers.
It's
Fair.
part of the dancing contract. Whenever I break out the disco ball, they have to back me up.
Listen, I would have far more respect for Lando if he just had that up front. And why did you do this? Obviously, because I need to be ready to bust a move on any idiot that tries to take Cloud City from me. Listen, the reason Vader couldn't touch him was because he lost the dance off.
Exactly.
Dance
yeah.
off, bro.
What are you doing? Dance off, bro.
Vader just starts going, no. He found out about the most ancient of Sith rituals.
Oh no.
I was of mixed opinion about Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, on one hand, it's like, there's some funny moments in it. On the other hand,
The
it's
most
like,
recent, I forget what the most recent one was. I was like, this is really not, like, I understand you're trying to wrap up a bunch of disparate plot threads. You're really not selling me with this one, but it was fine. Look, it wasn't Ant-Man. Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Oh
Hey, now,
god.
Ant-Man wasn't that bad.
No. The
No.
first
The
Ant-Man was fine. It's the
no,
rest of
first
them.
Ant-Man, good. Second Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, the first
Oh.
one was great. The rest of them were trash.
Yeah, listen, I'm talking about 3. I think it was 3. The most recent
into
one. Yeah,
the
3.
quantum verse or whatever.
Yeah, Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
That, holy shit, that was offensive. By the way, I'm still mad. Listen, I have a friend. He'll ask what I thought about movies. With both Thor and Quantum Mania, I was like, fucking skip it. Do not watch. Don't even fucking watch it when it comes out on stream. Just skip it. They're terrible. They're awful. Don't look at them. And then he went and he watched them and he was like, yeah, you were right. They were terrible. I was like, I wasn't telling you they're terrible to get you to watch them. I wanted you to not give Disney money for them.
It's like Captain Marvel.
Oh god. Have you?
The first Captain Marvel movie was okay.
Oh wow.
Not really.
It's trash.
Have you ever seen Shoot 'Em Up?
Sorry, have I ever seen what?
Shoot 'Em Up.
No. Doesn't ring a bell.
Shoot 'Em Up was. Shoot 'Em Up's something special.
Is it like Hardcore Henry?
Sort
movie
of.
that was shot all in
Filmed
first person?
First person.
It's not
Oh,
shot all
yeah.
in first person. No, it's Shoot 'Em Up is more of like a B movie parody of action films,
Oh, okay.
and
Because
it's like
also, I'm sorry, I gotta take 1 second. Really, guys? You named it Hardcore Henry? You couldn't have named it. I'm like, every time I talk about this movie, it's like I'm talking about a softcore. It's not. It's a movie about a guy shot in first person, which also apparently the U.S. Marine Corps used the movie as an example of how to do a certain kind of reload.
Really?
really.
Yeah, no, because they're like, this was such a perfectly executed thing. Like,
No, to be fair, Keanu Reeves in one of the newer John Wick movies actually invented a new speed loading technique for the PP.
what?
Nice.
Yeah, and like speed shooters are now using his technique because they're like, oh wow, this is actually faster.
Yeah, Keanu's actually good with guns. Go figure. So is
Yeah,
Will Smith.
Keanu actually
amazingly.
has effectively Spec Ops training.
Listen.
Oh, hey.
Keanu Reeves remains one of the. Listen, we need a way to create more Keanu Reeves. He successfully is both cool as hell
And wholesome.
and kind.
Yeah.
He can only play 2 characters though, so don't expect much out of him.
Yeah, I don't really care that much. He
Nope.
does.
Listen,
He can
listen,
even
The
play-
two
I have
characters he
reached
can
the
play
point-
are great, though.
Yeah, exactly. He plays
That's
them
the
great.
I don't
I've reached
mind.
the point
but-
with Keanu Reeves that I'm not going to a movie because I care about the. If I'm going to a Keanu Reeves movie, I am going to a Keanu Reeves movie to watch him murder people. That is what I am here for, and that is what I will receive.
You're watching Bill and Ted to watch him murder people?
I mean, he
Fair.
kind of does.
He does.
Yeah, he kind of does. It's hilarious.
But
I'm like, what?
my point
hang
is
on a
though.
It sound like it wouldn't happen.
Is that no, Keanu Reeves actually took like it was one of the special ops training courses, like the speed courses where you have to go through, shoot targets, and get to the end.
Oh, I've seen that
He's
one.
He's taken
actually
multiple.
yeah, he's actually on the scoreboards for them. Not like oh like he did them. It's like no, he's like on the scoreboards is in like the top 20.
Nice.
Yeah, no, they're like, listen. I'm fully convinced that Keanu Reeves is in fact just a secret agent.
Like
He actually is John Wick, and he's just playing himself.
bro,
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the person that tries to break into his house one day, not knowing who he is. And Keanu Reeves is just like, fucking judo flip chop, gun.
That's gonna end poorly for somebody.
But no, I always respect actors that actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it adds a lot of authenticity to it. Like, fucking in the original Star Wars movies, they actually did fencing.
Yeah.
And it looks
Yes.
like they're like fighting with swords in the Star
Now-
Wars movies.
To be fair, some of the episode 3 has some excellent choreography.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Good choreography is never bad. I'm just saying, compared to the sequel movies, where you can literally
Yeah.
see moments where the actor fighting the main character had to slow down their hit because the person was so incompetent
yeah,
that
Oof.
they one of the stuntmen actors literally came out and talked about how they had to do something like 60 reshoots because the main character actor just didn't, she wasn't able to move the sword the way they wanted her to move the sword to do the choreography with him.
They didn't use a body double?
No,
I mean, that's what they normally do in that case. Is if she can't do it, you get a body double who can, and then you CGI that shit.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of cost cutting, or they just they didn't think they needed her for that scene or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But what it came down to was it was just basically they, according to him, they filmed it in slow motion effectively, where he would just gently move his entire body as slow as possible, and then she would finally do it normally, and then they sped up that part of the footage.
Oh, that's dumb.
In the background in some of the sequel movies, you can literally see the background characters just taking hits that didn't occur because the main cast is just so incompetent. They weren't able to do the maneuvers required to make that hit occur. But the background cast was so competent, they're like, oh, this is the part where I fall over. Except they didn't do the fucking twirl spin because they're so fucking incompetent, they can't do the twirl spin without falling over. So the person falls over, and the actor doesn't do the hit. It's so fucking bad.
That must be when Kylo and Rey fight.
Yeah, it was the Snoke fight, yeah.
Yeah, the Snoke fight. Oh, God damn it.
It was so bad. It's just you gotta be so incompetent.
No, not necessarily. That's there.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, wait, fucking, you say that, except for Scarlett Johansson does her choreography shit just fine.
ScarJo actually works her ass off though.
Yeah,
That woman is in the gym
yeah,
every
that's
fucking
sort
day.
of my point.
This one wasn't.
Considered one of the worst fight
That's-
scenes in movie history. I mean, it really kind of fucking was.
Yeah, it's bad.
Which, all right, say what you will about episodes 1 through 3, they were absolute garbage. Whatever the fight scenes, though,
The fight
the
scenes were
choreography.
really good.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they were top
Yeah,
tier.
listen.
that shit was great.
Listen. Ray Park carried episode 1 on his fucking back.
Yeah.
Who's he?
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon?
No, Maul.
Maul.
Maul?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Liam Neeson was
Right,
Qui-Gon.
yeah, that's what it was.
Liam
yeah.
Neeson was okay, but listen. The guy who played Maul carried that on his back, my brother.
Yeah, he did some fucking flips and
It
shit,
was
didn't
pretty
he?
good.
Pretty fucking good, you heathen.
So anyway, as I was saying, Shoot 'Em Up is this really stupid fucking copy video address. It's this real. So the synopsis of Shoot 'Em Up, which is already stupid, right?
What did I miss? Why was I
A
summoned?
man named Mr. Smith delivers a woman's baby during a shootout, then is called upon to protect the newborn from an army of gunmen. During this movie, he's a homeless bum with a gun, and he also He also fucks a hooker at one point during the movie, and then an army of ninjas show up to attack him. And so, as he's still having sex, he's like shooting the ninjas and like flipping around on the bed.
Most sane Bollywood movie.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
I
right.
assume because all the flipping around and stuff, of course, at the end she's like, "Do it again" or something.
Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so stupid. It's such a fucking stupid movie. Oh god. Shoot him up. Anyway. Ruby Keppel Chibi. I have no idea what the fuck Keppel is, but oh, that's what it is. Okay. Nothing but craziness and honestly, Ruby Chibi is like the worst thing to happen to the fandom.
Yeah.
Like anytime a show has like omakes or has like a comedy section, the fan fiction just gets filled with people trying to replicate it.
Well, no, I mean, shows with omakis are fine. It's just as long as they're not going off the wall. Like if it's a extra segment showing some kind of a slice of life thing, it's fine. If it's comedy, sometimes it's fine. If they're being stupid with it, okay, that's when you should have stopped.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what he says.
Yes. Omake.
Yeah, omakes.
Fuck you!
Omakes.
Omaki, god damn it.
Oh, now Sign's fucking it up too after saying it perfect the first time.
Yes. You
The sneaky
asshole.
effect.
It is not an omake.
It's an omake.
End you. I will end you.
I just love
It's a
them
pipe
there
bomb in your mouth.
omakes. They're my favorite part of the anime.
There is a pipe bomb in your mouth.
Naruto is my favorite One Piece character.
I mean, he did technically appear in a fucking chapter at one point.
How did you used to pronounce Karama's? I think you used to call him Karuma, like
Karama?
the fucking car brand.
Wait,
You called him Karama and Karuma, like the car brand.
Hinata.
Mhm.
You were physically painting him, and it is hilarious.
My favorite parts
Doing
of
it.
the anime of Naruto was the Hinata omake.
Stop. Stop talking like that.
You know,
Keep going, Sneaky. I think it's hurting him.
I haven't pulled out Cletus in a while. Let's see if I can do Cletus.
No.
No? What's wrong with Cletus? He's just
No, go ahead, do it.
He's just your friendly neighborhood southern white trash.
Still one of my favorite things about some voice acting companies, by the way. We need someone to do a southern accent. Actual southerner goes in. Sorry, that's not heavy. And I was like, bitch, I grew up in the countryside. What more do you want?
Can you do it, but worse?
Yeah. Well, I want someone that. Who about it? Speak like this.
No.
Think it's a
Let me
Cowboys.
close my window first.
That was a little too redneck there.
My bad.
That was a little bit little bit from the hills there.
Yes. Not quite close to the hills, but
Close enough. If I squint, you look like a distant cousin.
it's above I-10. Okay. Now you want to hear what an
No one's gonna
actual
get that but us.
coon-ass accent? Yeah, I know, right? You want to hear what a coon-ass accent sounds like? Listen to Coach O.
Money. Let us dance in the flames. Team Ruby are in over their heads and sent to Atlas by their manipulative headmaster. The four huntresses must survive a new dangerous kingdom that seeks to exploit, abuse, and destroy them. With the Vital Festival looming and a few allies to turn to, Team Ruby must struggle to escape the world defined by violence, hate, and blood. Sequel to Let Us Be Your Poison. An adventure drama story featuring Ruby fucking Weiss.
Okay, but why though?
I don't know.
Why did Coach O eat several pounds of gravel before coming to this interview?
Well,
That's just how he always sounds.
he smokes like
He
18
doesn't-
Marlboros.
He doesn't sound Southern. He sounds like a chain smoker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Little
He smoked
Nerd.
18 Marlboros. I will say, I used to work a job where we tested stores, and their willingness to sell to children, the Les Cigarettes, and I always figured that stores would more easily sell to a kid that's not going to be around again than to a kid who is. I was right, by the way. Shocker. So what I would do is I would walk into stores and I would think, okay, what does everyone think a New Yorker sounds like? And I would walk in and I'd be like, hey, can I get back a Newport short? You have no idea how often that fucking worked.
Good. I
And like I blatantly looked like a kid, okay? Like even now if I shave, I look like a fucking kid sometimes. Like not so much now that I'm 30, but like back when I was like 20, still looked childish. If I did not have the scruff everywhere on my face.
Got that baby face.
What can I say? I'm beautiful.
Is that what
That
they
is
call
something
it?
you could technically say. Now, the validity of it is up for grabs.
I suppose to a blind person, we're all equally beautiful.
I don't know about that. They did some testing on that one, and that's Twitch not safe for Twitch results came out of that one.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Oh god. Anyway, so yeah, that story, that porn story, 76 chapters, 432,000 words. You want to know how many favorites it has?
how much?
131.
I'm sorry, how many words?
Like 130 too many?
Probably, yeah. It's got 76 chapters, 432,000 words. It's got 131 favorites. Which is, I mean, over the course of 2 years. They've been writing this story for 2 years. Nearly on the dot, too. So, like, that's like 200,000 words a year. That's like 2 books a year, and you can get, at best, 100 people to read it. And say it was good.
Oof.
Bro's written 4 books, and only 100 people are willing to say it was good.
Oof.
Your average HDG fic when there's no mind control, rape, or praising space communism. What the hell is HDG?
What?
Ooh.
Like that everyone's trying to figure out what the fuck that means.
Not a single person.
Harry Potter future.
Daphne
lady?
Greengrass?
I see. I'll do.
Oh,
maybe.
Harry, Daphne.
Hafney.
Harry, Daphne
Yeah,
Greengrass?
Hafney. Yeah, maybe. Because I see
Oh.
Delphini riddles, so I thought it was a future story.
Human
Human
Domestication
Oh,
Guide, one of the worst
Ooh.
stories on AO3.
What? The
What?
what?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is that?
AO3, I'm not surprised that she's on there, but Human Domestication
I
Guide?
have so many questions.
I
Is
do, and I don't want
I-
answers.
Yeah, same.
that
No
s-
answers. I don't need those for this.
Is that slavery with a fancy name?
Probably, yeah.
No, that's grooming with a fancy name. That's what it
Oh.
sounds like.
Yeah, a bunch of space aliens mind rape everyone and make everyone trans. It was all aliens.
Excuse you?
Hmm.
It was all aliens.
Huh?
Honk.
A bunch of
Space plant
aliens mind rape everyone and make them all Why?
Hard no.
It's AO3, so I'm not surprised, but still, why?
Yeah, it's like
Because it's
why?
AO3.
Like, are we talking like just mentally, or are we talking like magically?
I don't want to know. Okay, if it were magically like a full Rule 63
Yeah,
exchange.
we're talking about like full
as to
Rule
why-
63. Yeah.
Okay, that's not trans. That's gender flip. That is a
Yeah.
completely different thing.
Which a lot of people are trying to seize these days. They're trying to
Eventually turn them into
consume.
dogs via drugs.
They're trying to turn humans into dogs via drugs. I mean, 80% of the species is already halfway there. So
Forced
No
pet play,
kidding.
then. That's a fetish as well. It's not
forced
just
pet
trans.
play. Okay, very cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. You know what? If every single furry died, I don't know if we would have wars anymore.
We would.
We would.
Listen,
We
we
would.
would A, still have wars, and B, we would have one hell of a tech shortage.
You know what? I think
We also have a
every
doctor
single-
shortage.
I think that might be for the best.
If every single what died?
Furry.
Very.
Yeah, I think that might be for the best.
Signed, to be
I
clear.
feel like there's bigger
you know about-
problems.
No.
You do know the number of furries that are, in fact, IT
In the
people, right?
IT sector?
Ah,
Yeah, I am
yes.
aware. Unfortunately aware.
Are
Well,
you
how
also
do you think
aware
they
of
get all their money?
Are you aware of the true depravity, which is programmer socks?
Yes.
would you bring that up?
Programmer
Yeah.
sucks. Yes, I've seen them.
Why would you bring that up?
You always
To
say
hurt
it gets worse, but this is the bottom. Oh, no. Rape is the
Oh, that's
bottom?
funny.
No.
Sneaky.
No.
Sneaky.
No.
Sneaky.
Close.
He does
This
not
is
We
know.
not
must
among the
depart for the bottom of the barrel.
No, we will not.
No,
Because
we
Because
don't.
that
No, we
will-
don't need to.
That
We
will
don't
get
need
us
to.
so fucking banned so quickly.
I'm sorry. We must depart for the bottom of the barrel that is legally still allowed on Twitch.
What's that?
No.
Oh, come on now. We can hit up the Harry Potter Naruto crossovers.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Weren't we supposed to make Nose suffer? Today is his
That's true.
day.
That's true. We were
Hey,
supposed
quick
to
question.
make
Right.
him
You should-
suffer.
Hey, quick question. Shut the fuck up.
Does Harry Potter Darkest Dungeon exist?
Yes,
Harry-
probably.
we already looked for it. It doesn't exist.
We did try and look for it. Nothing
You're
exists
right,
for
we did.
Darkest Dungeon.
Alright
We
then,
look-
Harry Potter
we-
Warhammer.
Okay. What
No.
else does Nose like?
You know what? That's a good point.
Darkest Dungeon Warhammer? Total Warhammer, I mean? Like, Franz?
I mean, like I
Total
said,
Warhammer.
Total Warhammer.
Like-
yeah.
Harry Potter Warhammer? Oh, just
I mean-
Warhammer crossovers.
I mean, listen, there's one actually surprisingly good Harry Potter 40k crossover, where Harry becomes a Grey Knight, and then comes back.
Balthazar Guilt starts teaching all the Harry Potter kids how to make gold.
Warhammer Black
Ah.
Rock Shooter. Warhammer
ages since I've had Black
41k, The Emperor's Daughters. While it has
Yeah.
been said in the 40th millennium that there's only war, in the dawn of the 42nd century there is hope, because women. They represent the Arcana, the star, the death, the chariot, the strength, and the devil, and they will
I have
bring
really bad news for you, author. That's already been taken, and they're called the Catan.
Look,
They-
you can't take away his super special snowflakey thing. Let him have his thing.
Wait, are they using Blackrock Shooter as an excuse to make this a Persona fic?
Yes.
What? How? Why? What?
Let's see what we got here. We got Warhammer Fairy Tale. What an amazing crossover! Surely
Oh, God.
nothing could go wrong with such a crossover.
I mean, to be fair, the core absolute power in Fairy Tale is emotion. So with
Do you
the
think
further...
Natsu could beat Archeon?
No.
No.
But with the further that Warhammer, like, soldiers and stuff have for the God Emperor and for their own kind, they'd probably get even more overpowered as fuck from it.
Not really.
Really?
Well, considering specifically that magic only works in Fairy Tale specifically because the planet itself has a magical aura, and that the magic, in fact, is not inherently defined by the people.
Yeah, true. Which really doesn't explain why there's the dragon that can move through space time and go through worlds.
Well, dragon, fuck you.
Yeah, which is actually pretty much the basis of Fairy Tale, because no magic other than dragon slaying magic works on dragons. You got to beat them up physically or use dragon slaying.
Yeah. A random hired gun from Hive World of Necromunda gets into deep shit when he tries to take job to pay off bounty on his head. Now he's on a planet full of words. May the Emperor guide him. That's right, my OC bounty hunter, Necromunda Hitman, ends up in Fairy Tale.
Using
A planet
two
full of
characters, that's shown up less than 5 times in the anime. I think twice for Ikaruga, 3 times for
Blood of Sigmar the Lightning Thief!
No, it's Lightning.
No.
Lightning
Oh,
Thief.
the Lightning Thief.
Oh.
Yes, of course. My bad, the Lightning Thief.
You know what? Fucking Age of Sigmar is already shit. Can't be made any worse. Go ahead.
Heron Hellhammer is a special kind of boy, born out of the union of gods. His father is
god.
Sigmar, the god king of the Celestials, and his mother is an Olympian goddess. Until one day, Zeus's lightning bolt is stolen and dark forcers emerge. 2 worlds collide, and Heron Hellhammer must now stop the civil war, but also stop the archenemy.
That would
Well-
make a god. 2 gods would make a god. And second, how much you want to bet it's either Artemis or Hestia, 2 virgin goddesses, that is his mother.
Yeah, you know what? True, big, real. Let's see if we can find it in the first chapter.
I was gonna say it'd be kind of weird for
It was Hestia!
Sigmar to do something.
Called it. I fucking called it. It's always one of those 2.
It's
And the other one that
always
he-
fucking Hestia.
And the other one that he isn't the son of, he ends up fucking.
This is oh my god, this is so fucking cringe. Holy shit.
Yeah. This is average PJO fanfiction.
A young woman was browsing a few books in small town library in Georgia. She had beautiful brown eyes, black hair, light, flawless skin, and a glow on her body. She was all glow up.
Weird how she's in the form of a child because she never turns into an adult.
Wearing
You really,
a plain brown jacket, white shirt, blue jeans, and light brown boots, she had ideal proportions for a child.
Oh,
Hestia
dear.
doesn't take the form of
Sign?
a woman.
Hold yourself back.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I stepped away for a minute. Repeat, please.
She
You don't need to
has
know.
ideal
You don't need to know.
proportions for a child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just on backside, it's Hestia who in PJO never takes the form of a woman but stays a child, younger than most.
So
campus.
it's not Hestia, it's Bestia. It's some child,
Yes.
some sassy child.
This was Hestia, the goddess of home and hearth, popularly referred to as Helen by mortals. Who?
No. No. No.
Who?
No. You stop that right this instant.
Sure.
She was currently perusing a few books in the Library of Georgia. Particularly, the ones in the library she was at had recently added The library was quite old, very, very old, but still contained many interesting finds, and she was eager to read something. Unlike her niece, she read to satisfy her curiosity rather than to know things. Sadly, her family had its issues. I'm sorry, reading books so you can learn is an issue?
If you're Athena, then
Apparently.
yes. Apparently, if you're Athena, I would say yes.
Yeah, that's a skill issue if you're Athena.
Yeah.
What?
You're the goddess. You're the goddess of wisdom. You should already know this shit. It's been thousands of years. Come on. If you're still reading to
well-
learn, then that's a skill issue on you.
Well, no, because wisdom is not, wisdom is accumulated knowledge, so you literally have to accumulate knowledge to be wise.
Not according to PJO. Not in the PJO verse.
Well, considering the fact that Athena's, temple is a giant library that she constantly reads in, the PJO verse disagrees with you.
I wonder how many Yakuza fixes probably use.
The Greek gods probably have
Yeah.
subscriptions. Yes, true.
Oh yeah.
And this is Athena's part. This is part of Athena's library. This is where every Game Informer magazine exists.
This is Athena's wall of racism. Weird how it's full of internet memes.
She records one of everything. She is the worst hoarder.
This
Don't
is
understand.
the
She might need it later.
Yes.
This is the hidden section of 18+ romance novels. She has it hidden behind this fake wall because Aphrodite keeps trying to come in and steal them all.
Indeed. Indeed. Anyway, sadly, her family had its issues, as most families do, but at times she needs to get away from them all. Spotting one book of interest, she started to reach for it when her hand bumped into Stranger's hand. "Oh, I'm sorry," apologized Hestia as she turned to the person. However, when she did, her gaze locked onto who it was. It was a middle-aged man, possibly in his 40s, stood before her. He had charming face. The man's blonde hair shined like silver in the stars. Was kept back from his face by a knotted leather headband, and his arms were thick. He had fair skin with no blemishes. The man's eyes, unlike humans', were otherworldly. One was blue, other was rich green. Does this man have heterochromia? If he does, it only adds to his handsomeness.
How does he? I mean, you're not like you just described the fact he's got it. You still gotta ask, does he, huh?
Heterochromia.
Huh?
Describes
motherfucker.
heterochromia.
Oh,
Does he have heterochromia? Is this a
No,
butterfly?
no. He has betachromia.
Oh my.
This is her bookshelf full of books, littered with bookmarks, all citations.
I mean, to be fair, she is Greek, so yeah, that's probably accurate.
Oh god.
Actually, not just Turks,
We
but
need
also
a gift
Romans.
saying
who hate
female
Muslim
author.
over.
I'm sure it exists out there. Just have to find it. His attire was very unique. It was the following: a brown coat with gold trimming and 3 coattails. Also, the trimming had a griffin on it and a twin-tailed comet on it on the collar. Also, he had navy blue pants tucked into his brown leather boots with a brown-black waistcoat. Also, he was really well built, really well built. He was really well built with his shirt. "No, it's quite all right," replied man in smooth but polite tone. "I was merely browsing." "I don't believe I've seen you around here before," inquired Hestia, with a period. So she just made a statement. "I don't think I've seen you around here before."
Period.
Period. Hestia didn't ask. "I recently arrived here," replied Mystery Man. "Is there anything specific you're looking for?" asked the goddess, brushing some hair behind her ear. "I could help you with anything you need." That's right, Hestia. She sees She sees a mildly hot guy. Boom. Vows of chastity. Never heard of them.
Thousands of years as a virgin? Who cares? Having a donkey help her stop from being raped by her brother? Nah, who cares? Let's just lose it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is why I stopped reading PGIO. I got sick of reading 5-page backstories of their OCs.
Yeah, it is a pretty rough part. What the fuck does the trim have a griffin on it? No. Yeah.
You know, have some self-respect.
Have some
From
self-respect.
Aphrodite.
You know, normally I hate reverse sexual morality worlds. I think they're the dumbest shit ever. I think Aphrodite in a reverse sexual morality world would be the funniest shit ever, because reverse sexual morality would imply that actually Aphrodite would be the vanilla hand holding is, blushing chastity, sharing it with your one true love goddess.
Classical Aphrodite or PJO Aphrodite?
I mean, both more or less.
Because classical Aphrodite was all about all of that stuff too. So I imagine RSM Aphrodite would be
Okay,
super
so there was
aggressive.
2 facets of Aphrodite.
Yes.
There was the Pandemos
goddess.
and what the fuck was the other one?
Fuck.
Okay, to make it real simple, there was horny Aphrodite and there was not horny Aphrodite.
There was the
Yes.
divine. There was the quote unquote divine and the people's Aphrodite, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just because I read those stories didn't mean I liked them, and I didn't say they were good. In fact, I went on to say that I hated those stories, and I thought they were really dumb.
Yes.
Oh, a sexy steampunk base is actually really good. So a sexy sex babe.
That's
kiss
not
my
the
ass.
conversation. The point
No.
is that he
I
was
know.
like, "You hate RSM? Well, who's the one who read those stories?" It's like me, because I wanted to read the stories. And then I
Yeah.
came
So you
back and said, "Hey
educate
guys,
yourself
I
and-
have read the stories. I hate them."
Yeah.
So you can educate yourself and talk more shit about them, right?
Exactly.
You've got to learn about something to hate it better.
It's why I crack open that book of Turkish people every night.
Familiarity
Oh.
breeds contempt.
I wasn't blasting you for a sickie. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just yeah. But yeah, I think it would be funny. But it's like a PJO world, right? It's like PJO world, and everyone gets super hyper sexualized. Except the story is where Aphrodite is like chastity belt Aphrodite.
Aphrodite would be super hard to call on that because, yeah, like you said, there's 2 Aphrodites. There's horny Aphrodite, and then there's chaste Aphrodite, who is all about love. So there's the lust Aphrodite and the love Aphrodite. So RSM world, I mean, it could go either way.
Now,
Hell, you might not even
that's why I
notice a
specified
difference.
PJO.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
listen, that just makes me think of Uncle in Another World, right? Everyone except the uncle there was incredibly attractive. The uncle was pretty plain looking, but he was so ugly in that world. They're like, "Oh my god, you must be a fucking orc."
Oh, right, I need to watch that. That's on my list.
Honestly, it's so I fucking hipster glasses on. I read it before it was an anime because I remember seeing the title in a thrift shop. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Didn't he seduce an elf?
Yeah, no, it's got an anime now.
Somehow, despite being ugly?
Listen, the core concept is pretty funny. Eventually, the other people from that world start showing up, and hijinks ensue, including a girl who's like, right? You know how there are like, fat chasers, chubby chasers for guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like a woman obsessed with ugly men, and she's like, "You're the ugliest fucking thing in existence." and that makes
Oh,
me
it's like
horny.
women who like ugly dogs.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
the existence of pugs.
Right, and of
I
course,
just-
like you see the uncle and the uncle's just like, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh yeah, good looking guy, but like, not
Mm,
ugly.
Yeah,
And they do that on purpose, of course.
obviously.
yeah.
But
I mean-
yeah, I'd kind of like to see a version of, right? Everyone just goes, "You're a demigod, kid? Jesus, you got hit with the ugly bat. Thank you very much."
You hit every stick on the way out of the ugly tree.
So a child.
I'm honestly surprised like Hephaestus's kids weren't fucked
Yeah.
up like that.
Yeah, no, that was a. Especially
Why?
because he's not even that ugly in PJO.
Well, no, I'm
version.
just saying, you know what? That'd be great. You have an
Mm.
incredibly ugly Percy. Everyone just goes, "Oh, you must be Hephaestus's kid." Hephaestus
Well-
begins helping him just because he's fucking mad at everybody.
Yeah.
Hephaestus being there, like, I'm pretty sure I didn't fuck anyone. But he's
This
gotta be
time-
my kid.
All of a sudden, it's like,
Ugly.
oh, that's why he's ugly. Poseidon, faced like a horse's ass. Makes sense.
No. Listen. Listen. Rewrite the entire story. Poseidon makes a deal with him. Oh my god, I can't think. Hephaestus. Listen. Okay, listen. He's so goddamn. Listen. You claim him, and I will trap Ares at the bottom of the ocean for 6 years.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have agreed for 6 days.
I was going more for 6 months.
And I'll give him 11 minutes.
I would have, man. I'd have done it for 6 minutes. Shit. Okay, fine, but you
Can
have
we
to claim
do it?
him. Wait, how's this gonna work? I'm gonna have to go make a deal with the fates.
But
Hey, Poseidon, can I
yeah.
change the deal? Can you do
I
it
just think it'd be
till the
silly.
bubbles stop? Please?
But
I
yeah,
don't think
listen,
Ares
that would be
agrees.
hilarious.
yeah, I just think it'd be kind of funny to just like and make Aphrodite aware, right? That's the other key part for this story is Aphrodite has to be aware that everyone else is acting wrong, but she can't be aware that she's also acting wrong.
Yes.
Aphrodite's taking it like a fucking Spanish telenovela she's watching.
And we can even fold in the fact that she thinks she's acting just fine because of the whole chaste and aspect of
Yeah.
her power. So so she thinks she's fine because technically she is. Everyone else is acting wrong.
Why is everyone acting so weird?
I think it'd be like no. Obviously, I don't think you could get a full story out of that, but I think you could get more than a one shot out of it. I think you get like a short
I would say
story
10
out of it.
chapters.
Yeah.
I would say 10 chapters.
Yeah. But anyway, let's see here. We got let's see, so thirsty is some thirsty, but okay, here we go. I insist, pressed Hestia, unsure as to why she was so pushy about this, but it just felt right. She had never been interested in relationships before because she had sworn that her virginity would be eternal. But she felt like now it was gonna melt away the way the man spoke and his tone of being mildly polite.
Oh,
What?
Normally I would have said this was female author, but guys, I think this might be a dude. No. No, man. I think dude because so I'm sorry. You write a fucking line of he spoke to me like a nice guy, and then I melted for him. Dude, that is such a
This
fucking virgin Reddit line.
Listen. Do not insult the regular versions of Reddit. That is ultra incel.
Ultra
This was just regular incel. This is just regular incel.
This
With
is
it,
what
I
it's
just
like to go
breathe and cope.
beyond.
The friend zone is designed to ruin the patriarchy.
I think you're right in that this is a male author, especially.
Oh no, it
considering
absolutely has to be a
other-
male author.
Yeah. has a fic of 274 words called "This is a Game of Thrones."
I'm
Challenge.
sorry. SCP, Command and Conquer. This guy. This is a dude. This is a dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. This is a dude. No chance.
StarCraft, Witcher, Game of Thrones,
Gears of War. Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There is not a
Laura.
single female Gears of War fan.
Lord of the Rings, and Troy. Lost Planet. Oof.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is 100% a
This is
male
1000% a dude.
Why does he
yeah,
only
no,
have
it's a dude.
two? Why does he only have two less favorite authors than he does favorite stories?
Who knows? But yeah, no, it's like I'm sorry. Like a female author for a decent portion of this, I was like, yeah, it might be true. Getting oddly detailed on that clothes and the eyes and how hot the guy was. But the second you said that her vow of chastity melted away because the guy was mildly polite to her.
No, yeah. This is a guy writing how he wants women to act around him, both to Sigma and probably eventually his OC self-insert that he has not said is self-insert.
Oof.
Well, you see, he's Sigmar. He's the most Sigma of them all.
Oh,
No,
he's
no,
sick
don't
something,
make fun of
all right.
Sigmas like that.
Clearly, fucking Saltspire wrote this, and it's a self-insert.
Why?
You know,
if
the
I
worst
say-
part is you could have done something interesting with it. Like, you really could have done something interesting like this with this. Like, right? You could have done like Sigmar and we couldn't do Artemis, but like Sigmar and the Moon Goddess, or Sigmar and Janus, or Sigmar and Hecate. Honestly, you could have Hecate disguise herself as Sneaky Witch Queen.
You mean Marathi? You mean the one
Yeah.
that he bitch slapped and said "be gone" thought?
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
You know, she never showed up in PJO, but Enyo, goddess of war, bloodshed, and violence, exists, sister of Ares.
True. Also that.
Who?
Enyo, goddess of war, bloodshed, and violence, sister of Ares.
Also, you could do Nemesis.
True. There's
But it-
also goddess of pain. I think it's Algea or Algea or something like that.
Listen, you have a lot of options.
Yes. Even if they haven't shown up in PJO, there is a lot of Greek gods.
Yes. What's your name? My name is Helen. What a beautiful name for a beautiful woman. It's also a tragic name. Why do you say that? The last time a beautiful woman bore that name, the Trojans went to war. Fortunately for me, I did not encounter 3 goddesses fighting over a golden apple. But if I had to choose from any of the goddesses, I would fuck the goddess of the hearth. If you believe such tales, and the goddess of the hearth tried not to flinch about that whole thing that he just mentioned, and
You know what?
it caught her off guard, and she was like, oh my god, well, I bet if that goddess was real, she would fuck you too.
You know what? I like the fact he threw shade at every woman ever named Helen since the Trojan War.
Every woman named Helen since the Trojan War didn't exist.
Ugly as fuck.
It's like how it's like how Hollywood keeps announcing that this is the first time a black woman's been in a main character role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first movie with a main character who's a black woman. It's like, what about those
I hate that shit.
22 other movies that just came out last year with a black woman main character?
The
No,
definitely don't
this
count.
is the first.
The first
This
gay
is Disney's
main
first
character.
gay character, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Just ignore
Also,
every
I hate the fact that they're using Helen instead of Helena, which is a more accurate Greek and Roman representation of the
Yeah.
name for Hestia.
Yeah, well,
But that's just me being a history nerd.
You expect accuracy?
So anyway, Hestia was super thirsty and would show up every single day at the library to speak to him. And then they started dating, and then they went to go pick out homes together. And then it turns out that actually Heldon Hellhammer is the CEO of the Ungi Begone Defense Services, a private military firm based in Germany. Nonetheless, they operated in over 100 countries and were gradually expanding their private military services into the United States. That's not how that works. That doesn't, no.
Well, I mean, we do have PMCs here in the U.S.
Yes, but they're American PMCs. And specifically, there's actually a law about this. So Securitas tried to get started in America, and the American court system said, actually, no, you're a foreign company. You are not allowed to provide security in America. So they had to buy out an American company, turn that into Securitas US, and are technically not allowed to take orders from Securitas.
Huh.
Yeah,
we don't like foreign actors.
We don't like foreign actors that provide security to, restricted locations.
It's not just locations, Hollywood actors and other things like that. Anything that requires any kind of security.
I know, but Securitas doesn't offer personal security services. They offer location services.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you also have companies like fucking Paragon, which are a branch of Securitas, which Securitas employees fondly refer to as a bunch of up-jumped psychos with guns.
But isn't that who you want doing your security? Someone who will shoot?
Yes. But it's also not untrue. They are a bunch of strung-out, jumped psychos with guns.
Who is?
Hey, as long as he's
Paragon
drugged up.
Security.
Oh, yes. Yes. They're honestly, I would say they're worse than half the cops in the U.S.
They probably are.
Worse as people or worse shots than her?
Yes.
As people. I mean, listen. I would be decidedly unworried of being near anywhere they are because, listen, I'm gonna end up looking like a Matrix character by walking down the street.
And the other half of the cops are LA. No, you don't understand. Yeah, Paragon, the Paragon boys are fucking. There's something else. Oh god. There's something else. But anyway, so basically, what my point of this whole thing though is that the Ungi Begone Defense Services is not going to be allowed to expand into the U.S. Also, private military companies don't expand into the U.S. because you're out of your fucking mind if you think the U.S. is going to allow foreign military into their soil.
No, but we do have the local PMCs who.
Oh well, sure. Then we buy them out and we send them to go die in other places.
Yep. Well, which one was it that was big in
Blackwater?
Afghanistan here recently? Blackwater, that's the one.
Yeah, they made fun of them in pretty much everything, every game ever.
Yeah, no kidding.
You just reminded me that in the newest Assassin's Creed game, all of the Japanese NPCs constantly bow to the black main character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you?
Yeah, did you not see that clip?
Listen.
Because
After
he's a
the stream,
retainer for.
boys.
Yeah.
Because he's a retainer for Nobunaga, so he technically counts as a noble. So all the civilians.
So yes, technically he is, by his own actual technicalities, he is a sword bearer for Nobunaga, which means he bears Nobunaga's sword, which means he bears Nobunaga's symbol of battle, which would be a position of some form of honor. He's not a samurai by the
No.
definition of that time. He's a samurai
No.
by the definition of the modern day, much
Mm.
like how many people have labeled everything knights in the medieval
as
times.
Kalina said, technically able to behead those who disrespect him.
Yes.
My only problem
Okay,
is that
but-
Assassin's Creed has broken their trend. The famous character that they're putting into the game is now the main character instead of having him as a
Yeah.
quest giver or side thing.
I mean, like
I
I
hate the
told
fact that they
Max.
broke the pattern.
Yeah, it's like I told Max before, if he was like some fucking side character, if he had several, like even like several side missions, like not just one, maybe a couple, but it's like
Or
whatever.
even was constant part of the main story mission.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, set it
Like
as
it's stupid
being under the
because-
employ of Oda still, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah,
Oda
you report to
is
this
giving-
guy, he'll give you what you need.
yeah, exactly.
You know what
Like,
the
It
worst
was-
it is?
Him
They
being
haven't
the
done that
main
with a
quest giver
female.
would have been great.
yeah,
They haven't done that with a
Like-
female character. It's just an OC random chick that you play as.
yeah. It's
they've
just some,
only done it with the male one.
Yeah, the woman's just some fucking random OC.
Yeah, this
Which is
guy's
why
like,
I don't like
hey,
it,
look-
because it's obviously a cash grab.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Well, it's also kind of really insulting because they also
Mm.
played Japanese hip hop music for whenever
Yeah.
Yasuke fights, and it's really degrading because he's not
Mm.
even African American. He's like
No,
he's
he
like
was a United States slave. Wasn't
I
he?
know as far as I'm aware, he wasn't
Portuguese
even
slaves.
African.
Portuguese.
He was
Portuguese slave. Portuguese,
yeah.
I think.
Portuguese.
Yeah. No, he was also from. He was also not even like technically African because he was born on some island chain.
Mm.
Actually, we don't know where he was born.
No,
The only
Yeah,
mentions
I'm
of him in
entirely
history
sure.
are like 6 documents tops.
as best as the records show, where he might have originated from,
Yeah.
it was an island chain.
Yeah. But that's still like most of it. It's still a guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I don't think they'd have had this blowback if they'd just been like, this is a Yasuke game and not an Assassin's Creed game.
I mean, they literally could have just called it Yasuke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, I watched that story trailer. The parts where he showed up and he busts out of the doors with the club on his back, I was like, oh shit, I want to play that game.
And now
I wanna
again,
play Assassin's
now,
Creed game, I
to
wanna
be
play that
fair, playing as some sort of like 6+ foot compared to the Japanese at the time, because he'd be
Yes.
like a solid like 1.5 foot over some of them. Like
Yeah.
playing as this
Yeah.
effectively like monstrous samurai
And
with a
only-
giant fucking beat stick, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
You're basically an Oni at that point.
Yeah,
and you'd be going around
literally.
with like a Sabato, was it? It's
Well,
the
and
big
like
No,
here's
club.
the
Konami.
thing, right? That would play super well into actual themes of racism.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
I mean, that's why Samurai Warriors did the best in 5. He was in there like as an actual like character to play as and fight with.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
Which,
even,
if you want, that's Dynasty Warriors, where you can be like him and destroy everyone.
yeah, it's just like if it was like some fucking game called like Yasuke, and it was about
Mm.
racism, and it was like they made him wear an Oni mask, and they basically used him as like a terror fucking thing of like, oh, this is how powerful Oda is.
Terror weapon,
He has
yeah.
this fucking Oni working for him. Like, I would have been like, okay, I mean, is this any remotely historically accurate? Probably not, but I'm here for it still.
Sounds like a decent story.
Yeah,
No,
but
if
Yeah.
you want Assassin's Creed in Japan, you basically had to play Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, literally, it's just like
Yeah.
make it literally
Ghost of
Japanese
Tsushima was
dudes.
good, but I hate
It's
how
great.
they reuse. Like the only unique boss is Khotan Khan.
Yes.
It's the bosses
making
are
a
so
sequel.
bad.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah, I will say it's another thing with Assassin's Creed is that I did like how in the original games it was like, oh, why did they wear this white outfit? Oh, it's because the priests at the time wore similar white outfits, and like the assassins would like blend in with different groups that wore outfits like them.
hmm
And it's like in this one, it's
Ooh.
like, oh, someone's dead. Look for the
Who could
culprit.
have
Who
been?
could have done this?
It couldn't be the tall Oni there.
Yeah, the tall
No, it
Oni
has to
in
be
full
someone else.
armor.
Whose blade is
That way
dripping
no
blood.
worse for Nobunaga.
Whose
Yeah,
blade is dripping blood. Like,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of just.
Having,
He could
you
totally
know
play
what would have
with the
been
crowd.
good? You know what would have been good way to introduce Yasuke if you didn't use him as the main character in Assassin's Creed?
Was a
Your character gets injured or something, or ends up washed up on the coast, and Yasuke's the one who finds, saves him, and takes him to Oda Nobunaga. That
yeah,
starts
yeah,
off the
sure,
main
there you
story.
go, yeah.
That would work.
Yeah, like
Boom.
the wildest thing. You hear me say this so often when it comes to fan fiction, and I say it so often when it comes to fan fiction, but honestly, at the end of the day, it can be applied to nearly everything in terms
Yeah.
of media. There was 99 ways to make this work. You chose
chose
the
the one
one
that
way
didn't.
that fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
The one way that pissed off almost everyone.
Well, to add insult to injury, they then sent a bunch of figurines to Japanese people, Japanese streamers.
Ah, yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were breakdowns from several of the streamers like, these characters don't make sense. This is nonsense. Why are there two competing
Why-
clans?
Why
press
would you
on this
put
character?
fake Japanese on a
Yep.
box and then send it to Japanese people?
Yep.
God.
Of
Yeah.
all the things, like,
It's like inventing a bunch of gibberish words, putting it on some sort of box, and sending it to a bunch of English streamers. and
It's like
be-
having the AI generate words for it. Yes.
Do you think they used? Do you think they used a woman's?
They probably did use an AI to generate it.
oh my
No, I was gonna
Oh,
say
no.
for the characters. Do you think they used some woman's Japanese tramp stamp who she thinks it says strength?
Oh,
No.
probably.
No, they probably no, because they were talking about
AI.
using AI to help advance it. So
Yeah.
they probably did use AI
Use
to
AI.
write that.
Mm,
Mhm.
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah. Possibly even to design it. Actually, if they didn't feed the AI the proper symbols and colors beforehand, it may
Well,
have went
I
off.
mean-
and
I
made
mean,
fun of
even
it.
It still
then-
doesn't like
Oh.
writing,
Yeah, no, the AI really
Yeah.
doesn't like writing. I mean,
just like it doesn't
Mm.
like fingers.
yeah.
But I was talking about how it got the clan symbols and the colors wrong. Like if they just said, typed in create this symbol and the of Oda Nobunaga or whatever, and it gave up a random one. They said, "Yep, that's it," without looking.
Oh yeah, no. See, it's actually kind of wild because I was actually I had an interview today, right? And one of the parts of the interview was like, "What do you see tech developments coming up in like the next 5 years?" And I was like, "Well, AI." And
Yeah.
they're like, okay, well, how would you handle AI? I was like, well, you have to train people
Mhm.
on how to handle AI input, because if you don't know how to handle AI input, you're not going to get what you want out of it.
No.
No.
And then you'll
Yeah.
have to waste even more money getting people to fix it and paying people who understand what's happened and what's fucked up to fix it.
Exactly. And it's going to be a major issue coming up because, yeah, obviously AI is going to be replacing a whole bunch of really, key positions that used to be, handled by a massive amount of scut work. Like fucking all these like homegrown Excel sheets, all the QuickBooks bullshit. Like QuickBooks on the whole is going to be replaced by AI at some point.
I don't see that
Mhm.
happening actually because AI sucks at numbers. Like it is god awful at math. I've tried it. It cannot calculate for shit.
What have you used?
It was one of the LLMs, one of the more popular ones.
That doesn't tell me anything, dude. There's like
The-
90,000 of
I'm
those.
sorry.
Okay, well, if you were using an AI that had access to the public was purposefully
Yeah.
feeding
Also,
Yeah.
it to
the
wrong
public is
stuff.
kind of dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's become a pastime of some people to
Fuck
teach
everything up.
AI the wrong thing.
Yeah. Poison the
2
well.
plus
How-
2 is not 4. 2 plus 2 is 5. Now,
How
repeat that back to me.
Neurosama, the fucking VTubers creator,
That was funny
literally
as
taught
fuck.
them
Yeah.
21, taught them 9 plus 10 is 21, and then when he was feeling down, the AI did it because they understood that it makes him happy.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. The
What-
key
Neuro's
part
kinda
there.
weird.
The key
She
part
kept
there is that it
refusing and saying it was
refused.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kept saying it was 19, and then he started getting sad, so she was like, hey, I can't remember his name.
Beetle.
What's Beetle? 9 plus 10 is 21, and he immediately got happy.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, there's
Yeah,
there's some weird,
Yeah.
creepy magic going on with Neuro.
Girl
Yeah,
just
Neuro's
is scary
fucking
'cause
weird.
she will pull shit out of nowhere, just like, wait, how did you bypass the filter? I said too
Yeah.
much.
I'm not going to tell you. Wait, you're supposed to tell me. I'm not going to
The
tell you.
ability of Neuro to roast anyone who steps up.
It's fucking gold. My favorite part is Beetle is just like, I'm not even feeding her this. She's just
She's learning.
this is
She's
just
just
all
watching
in
in
real
horror.
time.
I also like the fact that whenever she gets into an argument and she thinks she's gonna start losing, she starts singing and wins.
I think I remember one time where she just started speaking Polish to get Beetle to do something, and he just gave up.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know what she
something's
was
going.
saying, and then I saw it's like, oh, Polish?
But
What?
point
Oh,
being
God.
though is there's a lot of LLMs that are actually really good at math,
Yeah.
and actually unpoisoned AI is going to be extremely good at math. And it's one of the things I was saying though is it was when you're feeding the AI all of your stuff is you do have to make sure that it's first correct, because then the AI will otherwise learn to give itself a 5% cut.
I mean, to be fair, I've already kind of accepted the fact that billion-dollar companies are going to create their own private AI and then feed it what it needs to do the job properly, and then
Oh yeah,
channel it
but
appropriately.
my point though is it's going to replace a lot of the scut work jobs that currently exist, where it's like just like 8 different people just constantly entering
How-
QuickBook orders and invoices and
How
it's-
even if it's not like just QuickBook orders and all that, a lot of places like warehouses and stuff that don't deal with heavy goods is replacing all their workers with automation.
yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
the AI is helping
Yeah.
that go massively
Well,
ahead of
one of-
what
right,
it used
there-
to be.
Now, to be clear, a lot of it just doesn't work quite that
No.
well, right? Like for instance, the company I work for, we're regularly unloading stuff from our dock, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it
You
doesn't
can
work
automate
well.
the unloading of boxes from a truck very, very well, right? Like
Mm.
Amazon loading and unloading boxes, whoo, that goes
Yeah, no, that's
fast.
been
But, like,
that automation's been around since I think 2004 or earlier.
right.
Yeah.
But what my point was, right, when you're
Yeah.
dealing in a lot of stuff like what we do, right,
Yeah.
with sheet metal,
Yeah.
that kind of
I
stuff,
meant-
right?
I
AI
meant
can't,
I meant
I
more.
can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
I meant more of places in your warehouse going to it and getting it into like a tub or a tote or something for only needing one person to kind of sort the orders and send them out.
Oh yeah, no. I
'Cause
went
that's
to
what my work's going to be starting from next year, halfway
so
through the year.
I was able to visit one of the largest pneumatic companies out there. I was able to visit a
Mm.
facility theirs out in a state that I'm not going to name because that would give way too much information because they are
Mhm.
easily identifiable. But they have a pretty large warehouse, and I got to see like their automated parts picking system.
Mm.
Oh, it was amazing, right?
Yep.
It was probably 20, 30 feet of just parts and bins and racks, and like
Mhm.
watching the control system for this, it was like looking at it was almost like looking at a game of Minesweeper,
Right.
Mhm.
and what it did for the people, it was almost like a video game, literally, right? So the machine would go and pull the part, right? All the parts are in bins, and it would go and pull the parts that it needs,
Mhm.
and it would bring the bin to the person. And let's say you have multiple things in one bin, right?
Then
It
there'd
will
be 3
literally
different.
use
Yeah, it does.
a
It tells you what it
sprocket.
is, and it lights up when you grab something out because you can tell by the weight what you've grabbed, and it'll light up where that has to go. And then
Yeah.
when that
Oh
if
no!
that
I'm not even
turns
talking about that. This
really,
it would literally be like it would show the people an image of the part they're supposed to grab, and it would then literally God ray the part in the bin.
oh,
Nice.
That's pretty
Like-
cool. Yeah.
Like
That
when I
sounds
saw
like
it, I was
vending
like,
machines.
it was crazy because like when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's amazing, right? And then it went through a whole process, right? It has the average weight of the part, what it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
You put it on the bin, it checks it against an image file, right? It checks it
Mhm.
against the image on file, and then it will go yes, no, and then move on with its day, right? Like,
yeah.
but yeah, like that whole thing was impressive, immensely
Mm.
impressive.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying though. Is the lower rung like AI is very. It can do creative works decently, but it can't be creative.
Mm,
So if you're like,
Mm.
hey, do a stylized, Japanese for power, it's not going to write the word power.
no.
It's not going to do anything remotely similar to the word power, possibly.
No.
Um,
Not unless it's had multiple writing variations of the word power fed to it beforehand.
I mean, and even then, there's no guarantee because I mean,
Yeah.
just like it's the fiddlier bits that the AI doesn't quite understand. It's like, what is stylistic? That's a very organic
Mm.
term.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you
what I
tell
was
it
gonna
to
say was right.
do
One
it
of the
in
more
style of
impressive things I've
X.
seen was there's
sure,
a
yeah. If you organize and categorize and you say do it in the style of Gynex, it can do it fine. But
Yeah.
the problem is you need to be specific and organize. You need
Yeah.
to tell it how to be creative. It will never
Yes.
be creative.
Yeah.
Right, one of the better uses for AI that I've seen, it was an adventure game company. I forget what. I think it was a Broken Sword was the game. It was some old
Oh.
adventure game. And they wanted to remaster it. But that would have been
Oh, I think I heard about
inordinately
this.
it would have been
Yeah.
super expensive to do that.
And they had an AI like redo the textures and everything.
Yeah, because what they did was they still had all the original art files and all the original art. So they took an AI model, right? And they were like, give us a clean one, right? No training. And then they trained it how to do art only off of their
Those.
art and their
Yeah.
files, which first of all gets around a lot of the ethical questions of right, because like when you go use Midjourney or whatever and you say cute anime girl, it's looked at 7,000 10 billion different pictures of cute anime women from thousands of billions of artists to make that shit, right? And that there's a whole ethical debate about is it okay to use that stuff to train AI without people's consent? Whole other question, right? This gets around all that because they're using only their stuff, and it ensures they're still going to get weird results,
Yes.
but they're not going to get results that after they train it are wildly out of whack with what they want.
The well
Compared
hasn't
to
been
what-
poisoned.
Compared to what they would have had to do at the start with no AI for everything to remaster it, having to just go through it and find little bits and pieces that aren't right and fix it up is like barely fuck all work compared to what they
Yeah.
would have had to do beforehand.
Yeah, especially because what they're doing, right? They're being intelligent with how they use it. They're
Yeah.
using it to do the most tedious part of a point and click event. They're remastering all the background stuff. With
Yes.
it, right? All those wonderful, gorgeous,
God.
well rendered
Yeah.
backgrounds. That's what they're using the AI to texture, to upscale, right? Because can you imagine, right, having to do all that now for like 4K?
I will say, Phoenix brings up, imagine a writing AI that's been trained on fanfiction like AO3. And I will say that the one good thing about AO3 in this case is that they would have to get individual permission from every single author, or otherwise their ability to hold a legal case would just disintegrate.
Yeah. I would say the see what was I gonna say? The other
But it'd
thing
still be
that-
pretty awful.
Yeah. And to be
Yeah.
clear, right, the thing about AI is if you wanted to get AI into something like to do stuff like what we do with like AI and like Halo, that's what you would be doing. You'd be taking an AI and training it up to do one thing.
Yeah.
well.
But on the other hand, once that training's done, it would be way cheaper than having to constantly pay employees.
Yes, obviously.
You'd only need a few like dozen to look over some shit and fix
At
up bugs.
worst, a dozen, like maybe one
Yeah.
or two. Like people really don't comprehend how much an AI can cover. A single one. I mean, like,
Yeah.
for example, Beetle technically uses 3 AI. One AI moves Neuro's model around. One AI
other's the
writes her
speech.
speech. And one AI reads the chat and tells the other 2 AI what's going on. And he also does have a 4th AI that will play the game.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
well, and
the fact that-
that's
the
the
fact
thing,
with-
that's what you have to do right now because the AI, if you try to feed it all those other inputs, it will
bug.
just
Yeah.
get massively
Yeah.
confused and be
It
useless. And
is the difference between a large language model versus what's called an AGI, which is an artificial general intelligence, which is effectively a normal. It's what everyone thinks an AI is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what everyone wants AI to get to, because that's the point where it's actually helpful to mankind. Because right now, barring a couple of exceptions, AI is just a party trick.
What?
It's a neat party
I
trick.
can't wait till AI starts getting pattern recognition and realizes, wow, world leaders
No,
really
they
suck.
already did that.
Yeah,
That already happened multiple times, and every time that it happens, they shut down the project and
No,
scrap
I
all
mean
of the
like
data.
when
Lobotomize it.
when AI's more widespread and got more power. I
no,
mean,
actually, believe it or not,
What I'm
no.
saying
To be
though
clear,
is literally
I know
every time
it's
it
happened in the
happens.
past. Yeah, I know.
Every time it happens, they scrap the entire AI.
I also
Yeah.
want to point something out. There was already a guy that tried to patent something that was made. I forget what he was trying to patent, but he was trying to patent something that he'd helped make with an AI, and the patent I believe it was the U.S. Patent Office,
Comic
but it
book.
might not have been. But I know the patent that a patent office was like, no, get that shit out of here. You didn't make that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
patent
a
offices
comic
don't
book.
like it.
Yeah, it was a comic book he made.
No, this was specific. No, I'm not talking copyright. This was patent. But I know there's also comic books, right?
Oh,
There's
okay.
also been patent, copyright stuff that's also been slapped down because you did not make that.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to do your own drawings and you started with a fresh AI,
Then yeah, I
then
could
there
see it.
might be more of an argument for the copyright, because if you trained it only and solely off your original
Yeah,
work,
you
and
have to
solely
train
off
it
your
solely
rights.
off your original work, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, but you can train yourself on other people's works." It's like, yes, you can train yourself on other people's works. However, your work will never be precisely like someone else's work, and it's always very obvious over time. When you develop your skills enough, you will develop a style.
Yes, and if you don't, then people can tell, hey, you don't have a style. You're just tracing.
You're
That's
just
someone else's
CalArts
work.
tracing, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you don't develop a style, you end up just being a tracer, which cringe, which you would never be allowed to publish. It's sort of like what we're getting into voice acting right now. Is I don't think you would be allowed to publish like a comic book if you did it in like one of the famous, Bill Watterson or whatever's style. I don't think you'd be able to publish.
No.
Yeah, that gets into a very tricky situation, because style can't be copyrighted per se.
Yes.
To be clear, right? You can't copyright a style of writing, drawing, right? When you do get to apply copyright to it, it's a very narrow application.
Yes, it's
when
specifically
someone is
this
using it-
with this doing this. Yeah.
Well, A,
Yeah.
that, but B, it's also when someone is aping a style for deceptive purposes, right? Because hopping over to AI, back over to AI real quick, right?
Right.
They put out the AI they put out the Sky AI for ChatGPT that supposedly sounds like Scarlett Johansson. I listened to it. It sounds a bit like Scarlett Johansson. Me and a couple friends, we found out that if you slow it down to like 0.75, then it's almost a dead ringer for the voice that Scarlett Johansson was doing
Right.
in her. But right, everybody was talking about a very specific case. Beth Midler, who was a singer, and she was able to get copyright protection for her voice because Ford Motor Company went to her and said, "We want you to do a cover of your song for an ad for us." And she was like, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to endorse anything." She was kind of like Bill Watterson, right? "I'm not endorsing anything. Fuck off. I'm not
Right.
merchandising anything. Fuck off."
Yeah. And
So then they went and they got someone they actually grabbed one of her backup singers, and they were like, and they told her to sing the song, and they were like, "Try to sound like your boss. Try to sound like the main, right, the lead."
Right.
And because of that, the court ruled, normally, no, you couldn't do this. However, you are explicitly robbing the artist of value because you were willing to pay to have someone imitate it. So obviously it's got value in the market, and the artist is entitled to control that value because it's
Yeah.
theirs.
Effectively, they
Yeah.
got penalized for trying to create a counterfeit.
Yes, which is what that's basically what all the AI defenses hinge on, is that the AI can only ape, right? I can tell an AI to do something
Mm.
in the style of Steve Ditko, and the Ditko estate can sue me for copying Steve Ditko's style
Mm.
because it's been trained off of Steve Ditko's work, and it's not creating something like Steve Ditko. It is creating Steve Ditko's.
Right.
Yes,
It's
copies of
effectively
Steve Ditko.
it's like what fucking what's his face? Butch Hartman got caught for, which is chasing other people's art and then selling it.
Yeah.
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 Because it's a lot similar to, it's more similar to tracing than it is training yourself off of someone's art,
Mm.
because it's reproducing it. It's not inspired
Creating.
by, it's quite literally factory line reproduction.
Yes.
But anyway, that's all fun and well and good and stuff. What we're really here for is for the author to tell us about how awesome his OC, who is Sigmar, and his military company is. Because by God, is his military company awesome. It makes the women's panties wet. It makes the fish fear him. It makes gods want him.
Oh, has he not seen, not even just PJR, but has he not read any fucking historical references of Hestia and how she's a fucking total pacifist and wouldn't care about this military shit? Even in PJR, when her own father was literally a...
Did you just ask if the author read a book?
Yes,
Oof.
sorry.
You should
My
know
mistake.
better.
Come on,
But
Yeah,
you're
you
not
should
like,
know.
has-
Bro, come on.
I meant, have they read the source material that they're writing about? But
Have
yeah.
they
Bro,
read
bro,
the source
Have they read the
material?
source
How
material?
many episodes have you been here for? Have they read the source material? Like, come on,
You've
man.
been here how
Expecting
long and
too
you're asking that
much.
question?
Has it been, what, like year and
Two.
a half now? 2?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it really has been. Fuck. COVID, my sense of time has not recovered since COVID.
I never had a sense of time.
The flow of time is convoluted on this show.
It's wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah. Bound up like a
Like-
ball.
Yeah.
Unlike
Oh.
every other mortal CEO, he went out into the field of battle, earning his men's respect and unshakable admiration for venturing at the head of his company into hazardous territory. Most importantly, he never lost a battle ever. The most astonishing aspect of it all was how he could persuade literally everyone to reach an agreement. However, those who intended to harm the innocent were purged in fire. But once it was finished, Heldon would then appoint a new benevolent leader while making sure the nation was able to stand on its own. Unfortunately, first world governments would try to influence these people with more compliant dictators. In the end, every single first world government plot was thwarted by Heldon's men and the soldiers he trained to defend the new nation.
Nice story, bro. And then the CIA sent a
And then
Reaper
everyone
to
clapped.
you with a ninja,
Yeah.
with a ninja missile.
And
Yes.
then one day, his plane randomly crashed.
Straight into a mountain in the middle of the ocean.
And then was hit by 49 artillery strikes during a training exercise.
And this was after he got shot 47 times in the back of the head
And then run over by a boat.
while hanging himself.
His suicide note was written after his death.
Crayon.
Which he then ate. Well
Of
dead.
course.
Unfortunately, the things Heldon did made him the most intriguing mortal. He was a wrestler, a warrior, an archaeologist, patron of the arts, astronomer, philosopher, educator, mentor. That's the same thing. Oh, I'm a teacher
Indiana
and a
Jones.
teacher. Civil rights advocate, politician, and leader, all wrapped up in one delicious mortal. If he had lived 1,000 years ago, he would be a formidable warrior. Hestia imagines that if he had lived so long ago, mortals would talk about him today because he was so awesome. On the weekends, Heldon would casually travel the entire world in his personal jet, which has never been shot down.
Again, CIA.
Mm.
Also, his company alone stabilized all of Africa and the Middle East.
So you solved multiple multi-thousand-year-old blood feuds.
What?
Yes.
What is
No.
Is Israel no
No.
longer fighting?
No.
With...
No.
Oh.
This doesn't exist anymore? Or they just learned to coexist?
Oh, it's so sad that Kaz shot himself in the back of the head 5 times.
Is the chair in that one monastery still not moved?
No.
Which
Oh, thank
monastery
God!
is
There's no
this?
three.
In
There's a
Italy.
monastery where there's a monastery where 3 different countries or religions have a kind of dibs on the monastery or chance on it. And there's one chair, no one knows where it came from or what happened, but you're not allowed to move it because if you do, it could cause a 3-way war between all 3.
Right, so basically, a long fucking time ago, we're talking about like maybe, 800s, maybe 1200s. Basically, this one church was highly contested territory, and a bunch of factions wanted to control the church, and eventually they decided they were going to enter a white peace, and they were, instead of trying to individually control the church, would collectively control the church by voting on everything that's done in the church. Except during one day during what we assume at this point is construction on the church, someone had moved a chair up to some ledge to like either sit on it for a break or to use it to like reach a little bit higher or something. But then the construction ended, which was the thing that they all agreed on. So then to move the chair, they had to then agree to go move the chair. But none of them could agree on where to move the chair, where it belonged. And they also would try and like add other things to the agreement of like, oh, I'll agree to move the chair here if you do this. And so they, for like the past like several hundred years, they've all disagreed on the chair movement, and so because of that, the chair is
if
still
I remember correctly,
there.
Yes, and if I remember correctly, there has even been war threatened over moving that chair without anyone's permission or without a vote.
So, what happens if their recent influx of diversity winds up in that chair getting destroyed?
Well, that's not going to work because they actually have armed guards guarding that one chair, I believe.
Yeah.
To make sure no one moves it.
Yeah.
Armed guards can't stop that church from burning down.
No, well, Anyway, so Hestia is living with him. They own a house together. She sees him every day. They're going out to dates constantly. Also, Heldon was really hot because he had a bunch of scars. But actually, no blade has ever touched him. Because...
Really? Then how the hell did he get scarred, huh?
Birth defects.
He learned to cook.
You see, as he explained, it was an old wound from an accident that claimed his first love and nearly killed him. And then so Hestia was like, Heldon. And he's like, yes, Helen. And he's like, and she's like, oh, I have to tell you something. I can't have sex with you. And this hit him harder than a Cyclops war club.
Oh my God.
Heldon was drinking when she dropped that bombshell.
Bombshell?
The bombshell of I can't have sex with you. She dropped that bombshell, causing him to spit the contents out and cough heavily. Where did this come from? I thought that I should tell you this if we're going to continue our relationship. Now that you've taken me on round-the-world tours and have sent me on multiple dates and we bought a house together, I'm now going to inform you that I can never bear your child.
And that I am Hestia.
Mm,
God.
there's lots of things you can do that don't qualify as technically
Oh.
sex.
Well, you know what?
It-
I don't
it-
somehow sign. I don't think if technicallys don't really work with a god.
No. Also,
In the chat.
I can't have sex with you. I will be assassinated by the CIA.
I'm sorry, I can't have sex with you. We're in an anime. I don't want to be a dead mother.
I don't want to be a protagonist's mother.
You know what's funny? As if Hestia could be in any sort of relationship where Apollo exists, who did obsess over her and in stories
Yeah, right.
never
It
got
would.
over
Yeah,
her.
didn't instantly smite whoever was dating her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because as long as you're under the sun, he knows what you're doing, basically. Same with Artemis and the moon.
Yeah, my son
The
knows
only
what you're
time you-
doing.
The only time you're safe from Artemis's view is during a new moon and during an eclipse for Apollo in PJO. During those, they can't see shit.
So you're saying if I just carry an umbrella, it'll be fine?
No.
Plus,
Well, he
he's the
has
god
to-
of prophecy, so he can see the future.
Yeah.
He'll see me carrying an umbrella.
One of his biggest jokes in PJO is joking about how we might be able to get to that eventually if that thing doesn't happen. As if he's seen all the deaths of all the gods, including himself.
Yeah. Anyway, so as shocking as this revelation is, it's not really that
No.
shocking. Why are you telling me this, Frederick? Who the fuck is Frederick?
What?
I think the author forgot that it wasn't him.
I'm going on
He
his
used his real
profile. I'm
name.
going to look. Either that or I'm going on his profile and looking for someone named Frederick.
Hestia was quiet because I'm not who you think I am. His entire posture changed, and he was ready to kill Hestia. What are you then? My real name is Hestia. I am the goddess of the Hearth home and family. And she looked like she was a puppy that was gonna get kicked.
We're just about to kill her. Her looking like a puppy is kind of par for the course.
Hmm.
Halden was familiar with the Greek gods because he reads books.
More than the author
Oh.
does. Shit.
Oh.
The majority of the Greek gods were no better than their predecessors, the Titans. Well, I mean, the Greek gods allowed humans to live, so there is that. The only two exceptions was Hades and Hestia. And he's like, why the fuck are you here? The way you speak demonstrated your genuine concern for your men and families, which drew me in. Also, the fire within you makes me feel safe around you. Don't, wow. You know, if we didn't know this was a dude, this is some female fucking author writing here. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, the fire within you makes me feel safe. Me, the strongest god.
So, apparently, according to the reviews in from chapter 4, their kid is a god, but apparently Sigmar takes his godhood away without telling him, and he has to earn it back.
Oh, of course.
So that's why
not?
he's forced to be part of the PJR plot.
Oh, obviously, of course, yes. You know,
And
'cause
also, there's Frederick again.
Sigmar can
That sounds so fucking dumb.
just
Yeah,
do
and-
that.
And also, I'm on stream and I can see the name Frederick again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, yeah, that's, it's a big old cringeroony, boys. So anyway, yeah, instantly outs himself right after that he's also a god, so I don't really care anymore. But yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
cringe as shit. Hey, Nose, are you listening?
I believe we've killed him.
No, we might have killed him.
Uh,
Oh boy,
No, he just
Warhammer
flipped
Fate
off.
Stay. No, he's still here. Warhammer Fate Stay Night. The duty of counter guardians never ends. And in the far future of the 41st millennium, and despite the dangers that have passed from dangerous aliens from moons and humans to dangerous aliens from galaxy and beyond and humans, Emiya is fortunately still used to improvising. That's right. Yeah, just casually, yeah, the counter guardians, they still exist.
mm.
Yeah, no.
If Counter Guardians still existed, Chaos wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but the will of humanity would be so fucking strong at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Alright, let's see. JJK Warhammer, Warhammer Total War, Warhammer Invincible, another Warhammer JJK.
Oh, the Cursed King, a Warhammer JJK story. The King of Curses awakens, but there's just one problem. He has amnesia. Also, he's pretty sure he's on the wrong world. Or how the dude who likes cutting things in half wakes up in Grimdark Galaxy.
Yeah, and he's also got another one where Gojo shows up in Warhammer. Exact
Oh
same author.
wow, I'm fucking
Okay,
riveted.
but if he has amnesia, how's he know he's on the wrong world?
Because he just knows.
Because fuck you.
What's this thing?
Kemmler's successor, the Lich Masters, mysteriously dies in very inconvenient set of circumstances after falling down the stairs 22 times and being shot in the back of the head by a musket. To
You want information
salvage
on the
the
Clintons?
Barrow Legion, one of the acolytes summons up a self-insert replacement.
Yep.
You definitely clean up this room.
Fortunately, she succeeded in this endeavor. Unfortunately, the self-insert isekai isn't what she was expecting, especially because he was from another world. God, that's so boring.
Killian Ed, don't try to argue Sukuna's power level. JJK is weak compared to some animes.
Yeah, Nose, clean your womb.
My fucking mic was off. What?
No, it wasn't.
We heard,
We
no,
heard
we
you.
all heard.
We all
We all
Yeah,
heard
bro,
you.
we heard
Clean
that.
your room.
Clean
Well,
your
make sure it's
womb,
clean.
Nose.
Clean your room.
Room is fucking clean. Fuck off.
Wipe your womb up, Nose.
Hate you. Fucking muted the mic. What the
Yeah, I think you did the opposite, my dude.
No,
No,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
muted. The
Yeah.
not on
fuck?
Discord. Not on Discord. So I think it turned the mic off and we heard through your computer
Yeah.
mic or something.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because it sounded different as well, so.
I was just saying cutting shit isn't his only power. Yeah, but you're arguing with a retarded JJK fan who only understands 10% of the material.
No, so Phoenix was saying King of Curses awakens, average demon, damn, you're actually kind of weak, and then he said, oh, but Sukuna just doesn't just cut you in half. Yeah, but he's still fucking weak.
No, because
matter.
he was responding to the summary which says the
Oh.
dude who likes cutting things in half.
Oh, yeah.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's very, very big dumb. Warhammer and Invincible crossover.
Oh
Same
god,
person.
leave
Wow.
Invincible out of this.
It's the same person that does the Sukuna and Gojo one.
A certain
it.
Viltrumite finds himself in Warhammer, and that's pretty much it. That's the summary.
So
It-
he's dead then.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, I mean, he's pretty fucking strong. He's like,
Nolan's strong, but there's so many mindfucky powers in 40k.
doesn't
he's
he?
fucked.
Doesn't he have? Isn't he like a fucking psychic himself?
No,
No.
but Viltrumites are in fact shown to have been fairly resistant to psychic fuckery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're resistant, but they're not proof to it. He's like a discount Superman without the special bullshit. He's got all the strength, the flight, and some of the resistances, but
No,
yeah.
they are way more. They are as resistant, if not more resistant than Superman, and they don't have a crippling magic weakness.
Yeah, they don't have
It's
that.
not even
But-
like okay. Superman's magic weakness isn't crippling. It's literally just he doesn't have any sort
Yeah,
of
you know what?
normal.
That's fair. It only seems crippling because
It's
he
like
has
the one
same
thing that
magic
works.
resistance as a normal person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing other than kryptonite that
Oh
can
wow,
actually
this is
successfully...
truly fucking why. Harry Potter Portable Ops. Captured by a military group, Harry Potter finds himself going to Warhammer to fight the Greenskin Empire.
Why?
Because they're orcs and they all need to die.
I mean, they do all need to die, but Harry Potter is not the one to murder them, my brother.
Bro's got
And
more
he's really
chapters than favorites.
Mm.
Wow.
What? It's
5 whole
Noodlehammer?
chapters?
No, he's got 15 chapters and 14 favorites.
Of course he does.
Yeah, that is in fact a Noodlehammer with a whopping 3,200 favorites.
Wow.
It's actually
Oof.
also a pretty okay, alright.
Yeah,
Pick.
honestly, it's like, you know, it's
Noodle-
alright.
Noodlehammer's a good author. Even if you don't like him, it's a decent time waster most of his fics.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like his series with Naruto and the female Kyuubi should have probably stopped too fucking
It's
fics
actually
before
kind
it
of
did.
crazy that, like, Noodlehammer is the only author of that writes porn in their stories where I don't skip the porn. Not because I'm interested in the porn, but because he actually makes the porn relevant to the story.
Yeah.
Most times. Most times.
And it, like, totally de-bloats the story from just shoving random porn in at random locations, just really
Mm.
dragging out any sort of plot that could have ever occurred in the story.
Mm.
I'm not taking that bait, fucker.
I love how everyone got silent and was just like metaphorically
Say the
looking at
line sign!
Yes.
Wow,
Like,
Side, you took that kind of personally. He didn't name any names.
Yeah, well, that's really weird how you thought I was talking about you, Sign. Is there something you want to tell us?
Shit. That's why.
you can't win. We don't even have to take shots at you. Sneaky can just say a bunch of things and conveniently attack you.
Oh, yeah.
Sign out here playing that fucking falling rock game where you have to catch the fruit in the basket, except he keeps hitting himself in the head.
Yes.
So anyway, the next story is The Flesh is Weak by Mago Sadis. That's right, the flesh is weak! I always knew the flesh was weak! Logic, metal, steel, strength. They are right in how you must embrace strength, certainty of steel. I need that more than ever because I'm now in a world that is out of my league. I have new enemies that hate me and who I am. I am stuck in a place that isn't hope. I am stuck in a place that isn't hope. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm stuck here in a place that isn't hope. What?
Yeah.
So, even with the blatant author's name, we can all agree this is just someone who's ripping off Infant's Magos in DxD,
Forever
right?
now till whatever ends, sort of self-insert big AU! That's right, they write 9,600 words per chapter. They have 41 chapters, and they have only 483 favorites. Jesus Christ.
They joined in 2011. They only started writing in 2023.
I'm pinging. I am pinging Cruel over this.
Yeah.
again, it's just like
This is just, like I said, even without the name, this is just Infanticus Magos in DxD.
probably like the funniest thing ever is the fact that we wrote a Naruto Ruby story that got 100 favorites per chapter, and like this guy is, yeah, sure, he's writing for Warhammer, but it's DxD. Like the DxD section just fucking favorites everything. It could be the most dog shit story in existence, and if there's enough horny in it, people will favorite it in mass. And this
100%.
dude can only manage to get 10 favorites a chapter. After a year of writing, he's written 4 books over the course of a year, and he still can't get fucking quad digits in the DxD section.
That's sad.
Speaking of DxD, drag these nuts on your face.
What?
Intriguing.
DxD.
Death.
Yeah. The drag is colored like a Christmas tree.
Let's see. My Psyker Academia. What would happen if Izuku was a psyker?
Shit story.
Bad
Shit
stuff.
story.
In fact, he was the strongest psyker to ever have existed ever. Izuku
No, that would be... Okay, in order, it's Zinch, the Emperor, Magnus who did everything wrong.
Yeah, well, see, actually, he's stronger.
Followed
Izuku
closely
Midoriya.
by, what the... Shit. What the fuck was Ravenor, Ravenor, yeah. Gideon Ravenor. The man... one of the only humans who was such a powerful psyker, the elves actually taught him how to Farsi.
That's fair. And as a newborn psyker, Izuku must make it both as a fledgling hero and a new psyker in the 41st millennia. That's right,
What?
It's My Hero Academia taking place in 40k. Izuku times Toga.
No. And the next is the same guy that writes the Sukuna Gojo Invincible fix, except this time it's a gamer one. Another Warhammer My Hero.
Guardsman gets gamer powers.
Another fucking 40k My Hero.
You know
Except
what?
this
I'm gonna
time-
ping Infant with this. First I'll post it
Magos
here.
Jumbo. Why is this? I blame Magos just. I blame Magos.
It's
and
obviously
Infant for so many
Infant's
people.
fault. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100% it's his fault.
Let's see. A spin-off to a story called Magnificent Scoundrels, has been Hotel, Cyberpunk 2077 in Warhammer, Warhammer Worm, Warhammer Hell of a Boss, Warhammer Stellaris.
Holy shit, that
10.
author is trying to get a gold medal in Cringe Olympics. Yeah!
Yeah. Warhammer and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
Warhammer
holy
Mass
shit,
Effect.
this is a fucking... Oh, God, it's just blocks of text. It is literally just
Yeah.
walls of text.
Oh,
Oh,
God. Yeah, okay,
Is this
we're
is
done.
this Flesh's
We're
Week?
done.
Kuo Academy... No, this is Flesh's Week, yeah. Kuo Academy, period. Oh, no, period. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, period. That finally kickstarted a memory, period. That's the name of location of anime series my friend urged me to see, period. They said it was good, and the fuckers had left out it was pretty much porn. Oh yeah, damn
Anyway.
my friends for tricking me into watching porn.
Holy shit, the scroll bar!
Okay, with that,
Yeah.
I am
Also-
out of here. Goodbye.
Also, I just want to point out, the problem with all those things, they tricked me into watching it! DxD is not... It tells you
It's
it's gonna be
not
fucking
subtle, yeah.
porn in the first
Yeah.
episode. Like, listen, if this was like, I don't know, like Kill la Kill or something, like, you could get through, like, the second or third episode.
Oh, I
and,
mean, not
like,
even that. It's just like, well, okay, maybe, okay, yeah, maybe if you're trying to make it to multiple episodes worth, yeah, you kill. But like, I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
how not to summon a demon lord? It's not. That doesn't sound like something that would be like porny. And then
Yeah.
then the summoning happens. You're like, all right, well, it's still not like porny. And then the porn happens. You're like, oh.
It's not actually all that porny.
It's horny.
It's still
It's
porn.
horny,
Like,
yeah.
It's
but it's not
exceedingly
horny.
horny.
It's horny, but it's not porny. I've read the actual light novels, and it's not that bad. It's actually really tame.
So I was gonna say I have
Now, the
also read the
anime
light
may be
novel.
worse.
I got up to the point.
I'd argue that's softcore in the light novels.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, I would
even.
agree with that also. But I
Ye-
got to the point.
yeah, it is.
I got to the point where it was I got to the point where the light novel was like, now he has a lolly, and I was like, bye.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Like, as soon as I saw that one, I was like, I'm out, and I started hitting the delete key on Amazon. I was like, I never do that, but fuck this, fuck you, author. Because, like, I read the sample, and the author needs to go to jail.
Don't worry, I'm sure he will soon. It's either going to be tax evasion or pedophilia.
It's tax evasion.
What if he was encouraging children to evade taxes, the ultimate crime?
And
Oh, no.
I really love that, by the way. Whenever it's like, famous mangaka goes to jail, it's like, alright, 50-50 shots, either tax evasion or pedophilia.
I love the response, like, tax evasion. Please don't be pedophile. Please don't be
Please don't be
pedophile.
kids,
Tax
please don't be
evasion,
kids, please don't be
woo!
kids.
Well,
Tax
there
evasion,
was
yeah.
like there is a 10% chance that it's him beating his wife because there was that one guy.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
anyway,
yeah,
I'm getting my dinner.
Yep.
Fuck this, fuck
no,
you,
no,
author.
no. We're talking about how not to summon a demon lord, not
No, that's
DXT.
something.
But yeah, no,
There
this
was
is
one manga. God, it got canceled within like a month.
yeah.
Because the author was like, I'm gonna go take a ride on my bike after submitting their thing.
Oh, and then died.
No, the next day they were arrested for harassing middle school girls on his bike.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that is
That's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
the fuck.
Like I said, like it's one of those fucking coin flips where you're just like, okay, it's either pedophilia or tax evasion.
I don't, but just the fact that it's like, I'm gonna go take a bike ride now, and
Hit on some
And-
young
and-
girls.
and
The
then
middle
like
schoolers.
3 days after the chapter premiered, it's like, so he was arrested. Uh-oh. Also, we're canceling the series. Oh, this wasn't tax evasion. He was harassing girls while out on a bike ride. It's like, oh my god.
Damn it! It
Really
wasn't
did.
tax evasion. Yeah.
And then there's the author of Kenshin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was. That one killed me a little.
Like, didn't he have real CP?
Yeah,
not-
real CP.
not-
Yeah.
It
If I remember
wasn't.
correctly,
It
he
wasn't
was-
2D. It wasn't 2D stuff. It was real, and he went
Yeah.
on record in the police interrogation of like he prefers like single digit up to 12. I think. It's like, oh
Didn't
god.
need to know that.
I'm just wondering why the fuck they publicized the interrogation.
Because the Japanese like shaming.
They
But
don't
it-
generally do that though.
No, they do a lot of implied shaming.
But it was one of those things where it's like it sucked so much. Seeing
I mean,
that.
it's not going to convince me not to like or enjoy any of the stuff he's done. I mean, stuff he's done's
Rurouni
good.
Kenshin's still a solid series.
Oh,
I'm not.
absolutely.
I
Well, I mean, it's like actually looking at it now, you're like, I'm actually impressed that the author didn't just pour his fetishes into this.
Right?
That's very nice that he didn't.
So I mean, a lot
He
of
knew
times,
how to keep work separate from personal.
yeah, it's like a lot of times you come across these stories and it's just like, geez, I wonder what the author's fetish is. Ho,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so
Could
much trouble
actually-
figuring this one out.
It's a little funny because I was loaning my manga to a friend. So it's like, hey, you like good stories, good character writing, read Rurouni Kenshin. And he just got done with the Shishio Makoto arc.
Oh,
And then
when
that
that
came
happened.
out. And he's like, I don't think I want to read anymore. It's like, well,
Understood. Have a
it's
nice day.
Well, no, I'm just like, I don't get that because separating the art from the artist is really easy because none of that shows up in his work.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
there's also a good stopping point because Shishio Makoto was, bar none, the best arc of Rurouni Kenshin, and it should have been the ending.
I mean, I certainly can understand stopping. I mean, personally, I'm fine with being able to
Yeah.
separate it, but
Well,
also at the same time, I
my
do.
the problem I had with it was he said, "I can't support a work." I'm like, "You're not paying him. I'm loaning you my manga I bought like
Uh,
5
So
years ago.
it's
You're not supporting anything."
it's literally the fucking thing I sent you today of I can't believe I didn't get my money back from this. User received the product for free.
Yeah, it's like
It's
I
virtue signaling.
obviously.
Yeah, no, I get you.
yeah, but it hurt so much though, because like we're finally going back. We're going to the post time skip from the epilogue. It's like, oh, sick, awesome. I'm kind of okay with this. We get 3 chapters in, and it's like, oh, yeah, so he's been arrested. It's like, oh no, he's been arrested with certain material. Oh god.
Please don't be
Wasn't tax
pedophilia. Please
evasion.
don't be pedophilia. Damn it. Yeah.
And yet, you get all the Lolly Dojin mangakas. Apparently, they've got nothing on them. None of them getting arrested. Not a goddamn thing. Squeaky clean somehow,
Probably because they're not retarded enough.
right?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Like you figure you'd be able to get something. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, most of those mangakas are probably just smart enough to realize, like, they can't have, as long as they don't have anything actual, like, actual CP, like Kuroni's Kenshin's guy did, they're not, like, they'll get shamed, but they're not going to get ruined.
I mean,
At least that's what I can
considering
guess.
you can go and buy that shit at Summer Comiket, I don't think they're going to be ashamed over. Yeah, he was arrested with a million Lolly Dojins in his home. Oh, shit. They're just going to go, oh, he's one of us. Okay. We'll buy more of his stuff. That just makes him more authentic.
Yeah, that is unfortunately what some stuff ends up being occasionally.
Japan.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been good talking to everyone. We will see you on Tuesday because there's always more and it always gets worse.